protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411, and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
Why is that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business, car key replacements, and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Caneswear. Go to Caneswear.com, where all orders over $99 get free shipping. Sloman's Total Home Security. Protect your home with the best in the business. 1-800-ALARM-ME for the company serving America for nearly 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. Licensed roofing contractor. 100% financing is available. Go to Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com.
When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Yes, sir. Good morning. Welcome aboard to beautiful Flagler Beach, Tortugas. We're out here Friday, enjoying it. Yeah, I know we're trying to work on the shot here. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know. I think it's this thing back here. That's what it is. Yeah, it's we got to raise the screens. We'll raise the screens now. You can see the beautiful beach behind us and all that, which is awesome because I'm still looking like I'm under interrogation, except the lights are now fading, or the darkness is fading. The light is coming in, so I really cannot, tell you everything now because now my identity is being revealed here. You know what I'm saying? The only way I'm going to see the interrupters is on my shirt this weekend. That's it. It's the only way I'm going to see it. This would have been the shirt I would have sported on Sunday for the concert. Didn't go to Sheryl Crow yesterday. No. Did not go. Chose to stay home and relax and enjoy the views By the way, it's been beautiful out here. Yesterday, all our friends and family members down in South Florida just suffered because it was apparently like a really bad day down in South Florida. But over here it was actually really, really nice, and so far it's really, really nice. We're gonna raise these shades and get a little more light in here and get you guys going. We got a lot of things to do today. Ira Winderman is going to join us at 10:30. Manny Navarro at 11, Omar Kelly at 11:30, and then at 12:30 it'll be Cameron Wolf will be joining us. So we'll have a little fun with the Cam Man to wrap up the show towards the back end. There's a bunch of things that I've got to talk about. Oh my God. I mean, I got a lot of stuff to talk about in the world of sports, man. It is crazy. No, it is gorgeous out here, by the way, Miami Sports Fanatic. It looks freaking awesome out there. So it's been a great day. We have not had the bad weather overall. Love seeing that Dolphin flag waving strong out there with the classic Dolphins logo and everything. It's just a cool thing, man. And I'm telling you, we have to do this on this show. It's like really important to me. I want to broadcast from Dolphin bars all over the world. And this is all part of it. We are now unleashing the Kraken. Well, now we're gone. Can you put, let's see. Let's try this one down. And let's see. Thank you. It's great. My face completely disappeared. You see back there? Look at that water, bro. Look at that water. Look at that view. There we go. All right. It's better? Yeah. Yeah, that one helped out a lot. That one took out some of the light, but the one in the back, the one in the back blinds us completely. Yeah, the sun's still behind us. Yeah, wait, maybe when the sun's over, it'll be a little better. In another hour, it'll be a little better overall. I know you can still, and by the way, the beach, like, there's no waves right now. It's like, family's down there. You got the family down there? Okay. Eddie Lepp said he was bringing the family on Monday. So, yeah, it was. And by the way, for those of you coming out to Tortugas today to say hi, we're in the second floor this time. We were in the first floor yesterday. Today, they put us up in the second floor. The view is just amazing. This is a great bar. Great bar, man. And, of course, if you're a Dolphins and a Canes fan and you happen to be staying in this area, here's where you got to come. I mean, you got to come see all the great guys, Scott and Paul, and all the fantastic people out here at Tortugas. What do you got?
The food is phenomenal.
I
had the rosemary bruschetta yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic.
I had the catch of the day sandwich, the grilled grouper it was, and it was awesome, dude.
I ended up doing
that bread.
I did the Cubano sandwich because
okay.
I do a little bit Miami.
What is that?
It's fantastic.
What's that bread called? The
brioche.
Yeah, something like that. But it was delicious, dude.
Oh, and I did the key lime pie.
Oh, I did not.
Let me tell you something.
It is that good, huh? I mean, everybody was eating it.
Oh, it's phenomenal. And they ought to just bring you the whole pie. I don't know how big this pie they're cutting from is. They ought to just bring you the whole damn pie. I mean, the piece, they had to get an extra plate.
It's like a New York slice of pizza.
Oh, my goodness. It is just phenomenal.
That is awesome. Ray, by the way, sends in a little love on the super chat. Thank you, Ray. Says, howdy, O. How is your interrogation scene from The Matrix where they ask you to take the red pill or the blue pill? Rock on, O. The red pill does this. The blue pill. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see. What else do we have on the super chat and on the chat board? And thank you all out there. I see Jamie Zorrilla was first in out in San Jose. Steve Chapman also. Greater Good. Ian from Brooklyn. Bunch of you out there. And this morning I woke up and I saw the news that inflation's at 8.6%, highest it's ever been. Immediately, I went over to crypto and bought some crypto because it went down. Algorand went back down under to like 37 cents. Bought some more Algorand. It's just so low. Got a little more ApeCoin. Got a little more Cardano now. Cardano went down. Definitely got a little more Cardano. Vechain. I've been buying Vechain every week, but actually, I've got some news on Vechain. Did you hear about the news with Vechain? Like freaking enormous stuff. Sometimes, on this show, when sports and business collide, we do something, it's called the KSDT Sports Business Report. And I figured, listen, we might as well talk a little bit about this because it kind of crosses over to multiple things that I always talk about on this show. And so that's why I bring it up. And so we do our KSDT Sports Business Report. There we go. All right. So I told you. So Vechain, I'm a big Vechain guy. So is Sean, by the way. Sean's not really big into crypto, but I know that you still have Vechain, right? You should be buying it. It's so cheap right now. I mean, you should be scooping it up. Put $10, $15 here, $20 there every once in a while. Join in. Vechain has signed on to be the first official layer 1 and base layer blockchain partner of the UFC. How about that? Vechain, by the way, moved over from China to Europe. It's funny when people tell me, "Oh, the China's against crypto." It's like Vechain's Chinese, dude. Do you know anything? What they are is keeping it away from their people. They're like, it's a communist freaking country or whatever they want to call their government. They want the rich people and the people in the government to take advantage, not the regular people. They want to keep them stupid and poor, so they have to depend on the government. You get it? But anyway, so they are now expanding, and now the partnership of variety integrations with UFC live events, original content for its digital and social media channels starting on June 11th. Sports Business Journal said the deal was worth nearly $100 million across a minimum of 5-year period. CoinDesk reached out to Vechain for comment, but hadn't received a response by press time. Vechain token moved modestly on the news at 2.4%, but it went back down this morning. When I saw the inflation, I go, I know Vechain went down a little bit because everybody went down. Stock. Oh my God, you saw stock market? It plummeted. So, you any stocks or coins that you are investing in, great companies this is the time, dude. This is the time to keep investing. So the partnership marks the latest crypto-centric move for UFC. In April, Crypto.com announced it would pay Bitcoin bonuses to UFC fighters. Under the multi-year agreement, Vechain will have the rights for the official UFC rankings, providing visibility across the live broadcast and UFC's online presence. Vechain will also have a branded presence inside UFC's Octagon at the 42 annual events and 10 events Dana White Contender Series. This is like the two will collaborate on a range of original content featuring UFC talent and athletes, and an annual brand ambassador fund will offer paid marketing opportunities for UFC athletes. Vechain is a blockchain platform specializing in real-world blockchain applications such as chain management, chain processes. Previous partnerships have included Walmart, Bayer, and BMW Group, among others. They have Louis Vuitton, they have Range Rover, they have Purdue Chicken, they have Amazon, they have Vechain's a monster in the making. It's just, again, these things are not done overnight. It's going to take some time, and that's why I've been a big Vechain proponent for a couple years now, and I am so heavily invested. It's not even fun. And I keep investing and keep investing and keep investing because the price has gone down. And to me, that when that thing explodes, Those of us that have been incredibly patient and hang in there, you will win. Alan, who was one of our listeners and a great supporter of our program, he was here yesterday with his girlfriend, and we were talking crypto also. And he's like, "Hey man, I'm also in a Star Atlas, and Star Atlas. I've been buying a little Star Atlas every maybe every week or 2 weeks. I'll purchase a little Star Atlas. It hit a lower number this morning, just a little bit. I wanted to move a little bit more, and I'm going to buy a little bit more and keep stacking it and staking it, and not staking it, stacking it and holding it and waiting. And I know eventually when that thing takes off." Are you kidding me? So Pipe Man Slim says, "I'm buying more Vechain. Great news, Big O." Yeah, I mean, it's just you study what they've done. Vechain last year was part of 305 metric tons of garbage from the ocean. They help clean, track it, and put it away. And so it's they do all kinds of things. Vechain has a program for women that they can track their baby from inception. So they know all the vitals, everything going on with their baby all the way through the entire pregnancy. They're involved in all kinds of real world projects that are solving real world problems. You know what I mean? It's not a meme coin where it's living off of social media and, crap like Doge that has no technology behind it. Has no real world value behind it. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. It's just a matter of really looking into it. Got to have patience. Patience is the key in crypto. You invest and you sit and wait, because we're in such a young stage of it all. But anyway, there you go. That is your KSDT Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
All right. One of the stories that's out now, obviously, Tom Brady was asked about his offseason, which included all kinds of things from retiring to unretiring to possibly joining the Dolphins, possibly being part owner, all these kind of different things. And I am, I've talked about this many times over. There's a lot of negatives about getting old. Okay. Your body starts to break down and all that good stuff. And maybe you're not the same person you used to be. You can't do all the things you used to. Can't go out as late as you used to. You just, there are things you just can't do you used to do, right? And it happens to all of us. Well, one of the things that does help you being old is perspective. And you live, you learn, you experience it, and then maybe you're able to handle all these kind of things in a better way. And so I am, enjoying all of this because they asked Tom Brady about, was there any connection with the Dolphins in the offseason about you joining them, right? We're going to play that audio cut for you now so you can check it out and hear Tom Brady's, the question, response, the exchange, all of that. It's about, I don't know, about 1 minute and 40 seconds or something like that, 2 minutes or something. Yeah, it's about 150. Okay, so listen to it in its entirety, and I am going to hopefully bring a little, let's go with reality and balance to everything when it's all said and done. Fire away, the one and only Sean Stanley.
The game. And I true to the reports that at some point you were interested in becoming a part of the Miami Dolphins in any situation, in any circumstance. Any truth to those reports, Tom?
About me going to
joining the Dolphins in any capacity?
I mean, again, I had a lot of conversations with a lot of people, as I've had for the last 3 or 4 years in my career, about, different opportunities when I'm done playing football. So, I kind of made a decision of what I'd like to do. I'll get to be in the game of football. And I think for me, the most important thing is where I'm at now and, what I hope to do for this team. That's been my commitment to, this team and organization. It's been so much fun for me to come here 2 years ago. It's been almost 2.5 years now. And it's been an incredible part of my football journey. And it's not over. And we still got a lot to accomplish. So I got a long life ahead. And, there's a lot of fun things to do ahead. I'm looking forward to what's ahead in football. But at the same time, none of us are promised much beyond what we have now. And this is the current moment. And I'm really excited about going out there to try to compete and win a championship.
And I know that Dave Hyde wrote an article today talking about it, and he's written in the past, and things have been written nationally about, all kinds of things, from Sean Payton to Tom Brady. But here's the thing. Here's the facts. None of it happened. And we don't know what would have happened even if you bring those guys. Maybe it works out. Did you think it was going to work out when Jimmy Johnson took over and said we were going to be special? Did you think it was going to work out when Nick Saban signed here and 7 teams were fighting for him and Miami won the battle over the last couple of years of 7 different teams trying to lure him there and Wayne was the only one? When Parcells came, over here, did you think it was going to work out? These are things that I'm not telling you it was going to fail, but I'm just telling you that we traded for Hugh Green, and I thought I was going to watch Hugh Green, and he goes and blows out his knee. See what I'm saying? I remember Pat Riley trading for Dan Marley, and he blows out his back, and we never got Thunder Dan. We got 3-point Dan. And so we make a big ado about nothing in the end. Because it's all a waste. Look, Dave Hyde has to write the article. It's the offseason. He's got to fill space. There's not a lot of things to talk about right now. But I'll tell you what I told you a couple of months ago when all this other stuff started airing before. None of it matters. Wasn't Marino supposed to be traded to the Steelers during the Shula era? Wasn't Marino supposed to be traded to the Vikings with Jimmy Johnson? Didn't happen. So we can sit back and talk about the what ifs, right? Maybe what if you did hit on the prom queen because she had some, hots for you, but you didn't read it right at that moment and you ruined it. You're going to keep talking about it 20 years later? You know what I mean? So it to me, it just becomes a big waste of time. Lots of things get talked about in the offseason. Lots of things are attempted. Some things are attempted. Some things are just talked about. Some things are never attempted but talked about. Who knows? But in the end, he was under contract with the Buccaneers. So they would have to release him in order for him to come here. And Miami would have to give up a boatload of compensation. And you still don't know if it was going to work out or not. Because every time we think it's going to work out, it's Ndamukong Suh. You know what I mean? I can point at things over the years that we thought it was going to work out, and then it didn't end up working out. And then we spend our time for years talking about it. Tom Brady's not here. He's not the quarterback. Sean Payton's not here. He's not the head coach. Was it going to happen? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Was it talked about? Maybe. Did it happen? No. We're here. We're with Mike McDaniel. We're here with Tua. Move forward, man. And that's what people love to do. Sit back and waste time with nostalgia. Sit back and waste time with what ifs. Sit back and waste time with hypotheticals. Got to live in the reality, man. I get it. It's great fodder. It's great to read, but there's no substance to it because it never happened. So I don't know how close Tom Brady came to becoming a Dolphin quarterback. I don't know if Brian Flores cock-blocked the whole thing. I have no idea, and I really don't care, because I've learned over the years that I can't dwell on what if Hugh Green stays healthy. What if you don't trade Robin Senline for Anthony Carter? You know, I can sit back and talk about all kinds of what ifs that could have happened or maybe didn't happen. So what if Marino does get traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers and Shula pulls the trigger? What if Jimmy Johnson, if Huizinga allows Jimmy Johnson to pull the trigger and trade him to Minnesota? I don't know. You traded for Ricky Williams for what? For one 1,800-yard season? It looked good. It's funny because, you know what's really hilarious about the Ricky Williams era? Everybody looks at it back with, love, with appreciation, all of that. But when you really look at it, it was a terrible trade. You got 2 seasons, one monstrous for the picks. That's it. And then he left to smoke weed. And when he came back, he was a complimentary player. He wasn't a frontline player anymore at that point. Yet there's this, you look back at it like it was this amazing accomplishment. Well, it was an amazing year. But man, you traded 2 first-round picks for 1 year? It's kind of crazy. But that's why, for me, it's, the Tom Brady sound bites, the talk. It's all hot air. None of it means anything. It never happened. He's not the quarterback here. So with our luck, he blows out his knee in the 4th week of the season after everything, because that's been our luck. We think that Saban's going to save us, and we think that Jimmy's going to save us, and we think that Ndamukong Suh's going to save us, and it never works out that way. That's why I almost feel like this is definitely going to work out. Because if Mike McDaniel wasn't your plan A, and if Tua wasn't your plan A, I've seen it over the years. Their plan A's always suck and never work out, even when they're obvious. So with our luck, all of that hypothetical crap probably wouldn't have worked out. But we can waste our time talking about all kinds of what ifs and hypotheticals, because that's what we do. Lisa Rose in the house. Happy Friday, Fins Nation, here on a fabulous Kenny Chesney hangover. Cheers to the weekend. There you go. The new what it will always be is, what if we took Herbert over Tua? Right. Yep. For some, I'm not one of those that's really in love with. I'm not the one that's annoyed at Herbert yet. He hasn't earned it in my eyes yet. Let's see. Imagine those defenses with a healthy. Yeah, I know. With you and Alfred. Oh, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It just becomes a big waste of time, is what we do. And then we end up, discussing it and arguing about it and going back and forth, and like it never happened. So why go crazy about it? Dougie Fresh says, with the Belmont this weekend, what are your thoughts on Secretariat, a horse being mentioned as one of our greatest athletes 50 years later and still has track records at Kentucky, Preakness, and Belmont? I would never put a horse as a greatest athlete. That's the idea, is that's a horse. That's not an athlete. So, when athletes start running faster than horses, then maybe we can, include them in there, but I think the horse is in its own spot. Rosendo says, good morning, Big O Nation. Prayers to you and Mr. Stanley on a safe return home. Stagflation is where we are facing during these tough times. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I saw that this morning. 8.6% inflation. I went right to the crypto market and I said, there's got to be a dip. There's got to be a dip. Where's the dip? Let's go. Let's buy that dip. Buy that dip. Herbert is another Phillip Rivers. Crumbles in big moments. Well, we will find out. We will find out. You know, we will definitely find that out. That's for damn sure. Anyway, so just thought it was interesting, all the Brady stuff and the talk. Just a whole bunch of hot air and a whole bunch of waste of time. But, you know, you might as well, if you want to stay on there, you can stay on that one. And I can, you know what? We'll bring on Ira here at the bottom of the hour and we'll say, what if Alonzo didn't have a kidney ailment? What if Tim Hardaway didn't suffer Achilles injury after Achilles injury? Right? The what ifs, you know, it's to live that game. That's a lonely game. That's a sad game to live. That's why I'm telling you, don't, whether Brady or Breeze or, Peyton or anybody was rumored to come here or linked or whatever, none of it matters in the end. So just wasting your time and filling space. That's all we're doing. Big O, it wouldn't have mattered which quarterback we took without coaching in place. Neither one would have succeeded. Well, no, if Sean Payton comes, but that's my point that, you know, Saban, Parcells, and Jimmy, and you thought that was going to get you over the top, and that was all, you know. So to think that whatever move was going to happen was going to put you over the top, you really don't know that. That's my point. And that's why don't look at it that way. No legislation on crypto looks promising, finally starting to accept the inevitable. No, there is legislation coming in for crypto, and it's great legislation. It's fantastic. It is so awesome that the government has finally, you know, Senator Loomis, who she understands crypto. And I love that. And she got Michael Saylor. She got several people in the crypto world to help, you know, structure this crypto bill. I told you guys almost a year ago that Biden would be pro-crypto because his biggest donor is Sam Bankman-Fried, the FTX CEO. So if your biggest donor is a crypto billionaire, you think Biden's going to screw that guy over? No. And they did a marvelous job. Now, some of the DApps they're not gonna like this because they're gonna have to be more transparent on who's part of their business, where you can't hide behind the name of Satoshi and nobody knows who the hell you are. That's the kind of stuff that's going to change, and that should change. We should know exactly who's involved, who's invested, what companies, all these kind of things. So the government's going to help in transparency. They can't control crypto. They can't control Bitcoin. They can't control any of that. But what they can do is regulate to make sure we have the proper companies so things like what happened with Luna don't happen again. So we do need some kind of regulation, and we are very fortunate that we got the proper people involved to craft the right bill for crypto investors. And then here's the best part about all of this. By the government doing this, it legitimizes it. So 95% of Americans who know nothing about crypto will now say, well, wait a minute. It's now legitimized by the government. It's now also regulated by the government. And if you look, government and everybody else is getting involved in crypto. So it's the inevitable, okay? It's the inevitable. All of you will have a crypto wallet. Ira Winderman will have a crypto wallet. Who knows? Maybe by next year he's going, oh, pay me in Bitcoin. Who knows? But I'm just saying, it's coming. It's the inevitable. Sherry Winderman will be using crypto. It's coming. It's going to happen. Sean Stanley will be paying in crypto. It will happen. It's the inevitable. And that bill that they crafted, not perfect, but damn, a really good start. All right, let's talk to a future crypto user. Hell, he goes to a crypto arena every damn day. Ira Winderman and our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA reports.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
Legend, that is Ira Winderman. How are you doing, sir? Good morning.
I'm doing good, but those little bit of coins you've been paying me in say good for one use in batting cage. So I don't think I want those kind of coins. I think I'll take something a little more substantial.
Okay, I'm just saying, if we gave it to you in Ethereum, it's going to end up being 10 times what we gave you eventually. But, that's all right. That's fine. Eventually, you will catch on like everybody else, and they'll figure it out, and they'll go, hey, yeah, this crypto thing actually is real, and so, it's coming. It's coming. It's just one of those things. You don't believe that it will be mass adoption, by the way?
Oh, I do, but I believe what you said before we came on, as far as regulation, when it gets to that level, that, hey, I have an issue, I can take it to point A, point B, point C.
Amen.
That makes a difference.
Exactly. It makes all the difference. That's why, some crypto guys have told me, oh, I don't like this. I go, dude, this is great. This actually helps legitimize it even more. And the average person now will trust it even more. And it's regulated. Things have to, you have to have independent people overseeing these kind of things. And so I think it's incredibly an enormous move for crypto overall. Listen, you see it all over the place. This isn't a joke. I mean, the amount of sponsorships and everything that's going on, that this cannot be a fly-by-night thing when you're seeing the development of what's going on with crypto. That's the thing that really stands out, right? Look at the arena you walk in every day. I mean, to be able to do the FTX arena or crypto.com over in LA, that's some enormous money that's involved in all of that. So, no Heat players get paid in crypto?
Not that I know of. I'm sure there's plenty of speculative agents out there who are trying to get them involved. So it'll be interesting.
I don't think it hasn't happened in the NBA yet, right? Because
there's not as far as I know. But again, I think they're taking also a measured approach. Get the sponsorships in place, get the regulation in place, move forward from there.
Yeah. The NFL does. They have some players that have been paid in crypto, and obviously UFC and some other ones. But yeah, no, I haven't seen that yet in the NBA. All right, Ira, we've been able to sit back and digest after a couple days that The Godfather came out and laid the law down. Duncan Robinson, I thought, had an incredibly professional response.
Mm-hmm.
To his situation, as you would expect Duncan Robinson to be incredibly mature in the way he's handled this adversity. He's handled it better than most people, actually. Not his play. It hasn't gotten to the point where he needs to handle it there, but I will say he's handled it as a person. When we start to look at some of these pieces, is Duncan Robinson one that you think returns to the Miami Heat in the 2022-2023 season?
I do not. And I actually am going to spell this out in my Sunday column at the Sun Sentinel. It'll be posted tomorrow at sunsentinel.com. Duncan is the only contract in the trade sweet spot. Matter of fact, on the Heat's booked for next season, there is Tyler Hero at about $5.7 million, and then there is Kyle Lowry at $28 million. And Duncan's $18 million contract is the only contract in between. So if Pat Riley wants to be a player on the trade market, if Pat Riley wants to do the matching salaries thing that you have to do, you have to put someone in play. And again, I know when this contract came out, you were one of the initial people, oh my God, what are they thinking? And then as we did our Accurate Pembroke Pines reports over the months, I explained to you, sometimes you create contracts for the simple meaning and reason of being able to make them tradable. Remember, they brought back Myers Leonard one year at a guaranteed contract, and everyone's like, what the hell are they thinking? They used it the next trading deadline to get Trevor Ariza for better or worse.
Yeah.
Last June, we were in a position where, wait a minute, they're giving another $20 million to Goran Dragic. What the hell are they thinking? What they were thinking was this is going to balance the Precious Achiuwa trade for Kyle Lowry. So yes, there were sometimes people in the middle who get oodles of money just for being there so they can make trades. I think that's what happened to Duncan. I think Andy Ellisberg and Pat Riley and Nick Harrison all sat together and said, you know what? If we want to make a deal next summer, do we have the assets if we're not trading Jimmy, if we're not trading Bam, if we're not trading Kyle? What are we going to do to create an asset? So Duncan was the lottery winner. Duncan Lottery basically scratched the right ticket. So yes, you could say Duncan Robinson is handling this well. Oh, most people with $90 million over 5 years handle things very well. It's been proven over the years.
Nah, I don't know. Dion Waiters even getting paid would probably.
He wasn't a $90 million player. No.
But if you gave him $90 million, he would be a knucklehead in the situation.
Yes, but he also would have a different tradable contract and would be in a different place. That's the difference. I think Duncan can handle this well because he had his payday. And it's arguable, but I think it's probably true. That's Duncan's only NBA payday. His timing was perfect. Right person, right place, right time. He got his money. But if Pat Riley makes a deal, matter of fact, I can't find a way that he can make a trade this summer unless Duncan's included. Because again, number one, Tyler only goes out at about $5.7 million. If Tyler extends before the start of the season, he becomes untradeable. Can't be traded by poison pill rule during 22-23. So it's not like, matter of fact, I'm going to ask you this. Contract plus person, who is tradable on the Heat? In other words, I don't think there is another component other than Tyler for skill and Duncan for salary.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That's it. Because then you'd have to give up some of the young guys, but those things.
And the young guys only make $2 million each. And you can only stack enough $2 million contracts to get to that $30 million. I mean, right now, John Collins is the hot name out there. We know he likes the Heat. He would be a terrific stretchability sort of playing alongside Bam Adebayo, but to get something, you have to deal something. So the Heat's best offer to Atlanta would be, okay, you guys struggled with your bench scoring last season. Here's the NBA sixth man of the year. Okay, you guys struggle with your outside shooting and spacing the floor with Gallinari and some of your other guys. Here's Duncan Robinson. He can certainly play off the drive and kick of Trae Young. We have a package for you. So again, it's those two. You know, so many people like sort of get on me and get on the people who have to do this for a living as saying it's personal. Why are you being so hard on Tyler Hero? Why are you being so negative at Duncan Robinson? It's also the reality. When you get it, look, most of us work in real life. You're not getting traded from IBM or crypto.com for the next best accountant. You have a stability in life. When you get to pro sports, this is all part of it. Great players have been traded. Not because they're bad people. Not because they're bad players, but because that's the life that these guys choose in baseball and hockey and football and basketball. I mean, human beings being traded is kind of weird. And you don't have that in soccer. In soccer, your team has to get what they want for the player, but the player also has to approve the transaction and get the contract he wants. It's a little more realistic to the business model. In U.S. sport, it's not that way. Human beings get traded. So I think all summer, this is going to be the summer of Tyler. This is going to be the summer of Duncan through no fault of their own, just for the matter that one has the contract and one has the ability if the Heat make that scale of move.
By the way, humans get traded. Didn't Katya Elise Henry traded away Tyler Hero now?
You know what? It's funny. It's two places you always try to drag me. One place is the crypto world, or at least there's some legitimacy. One place is the social media world, where I've got to tell you, if every time a player or his plus one posted something cryptic and I had to follow it like that, oh, what does she mean by this? What does he mean by this? She cleaned him off of her social media. He's talking about being too public and not being able to live his life. My God, I would have nothing but Heat stories off the court if I went there. So I'm not going to.
He's really the only one tied to an IG mod. I mean, the girl is out there talking about how small his manhood is and all that. Like, I mean, she's out there, dude. Like, she is hammering him now.
And that's why you have to be careful the direction you go. And when you go in that direction, and Kyle Kuzma was involved before also, same situation, getting the same kind of feedback. You know, if you're not careful in that realm, then it all comes flooding back on you and you want to be part of that. I remember when he was in the bubble and Rachel Nichols was talking to Tyler Hero about his unbelievable Instagram following. And I'm like, that's not his. That's because he's dating an Instagram personality and it's all ancillary and it becomes yours. So if you embrace that part of it, you have to live with that part of it. Plenty of NBA players go out, they want to be on the dating scene, they want to be seen with someone. Tristan Thompson, when it comes to that situation, we've seen plenty of people involved with the Kardashians. Lamar Odom, you get involved in that, that becomes part of it. But the one thing I've always tried to do, it's about basketball, except Big O for this, if it impacts their play. That did not impact Tyler Hero's play. His groin did. Now, I know where you're going to go with that, but that was a groin injury he had, a sports injury. So you go with that. But if I do see that it impacts the player's play, that he's exhausted, that there's other stuff going on, that his head's not in the game, then I will delve into it. Thankfully, the Heat are done. This is June. I can wait to see how this all plays out. And I'll leave that to the weekly, I'm sure soon to be sponsored, Big O Gossip Report at 11:10 in the morning every Wednesday.
Yeah, you know what? We need a sports gossip insider on the show.
Yeah, come on, Big O. If you can get Harvey Levin and the right auto dealership, I fully expect that to join your list of stars.
I you know what? That's a great idea. I don't even know. Do we have a sports gossip insider in South Florida? There's no such thing,
first of all,
right?
remember for years you had Jose Lambiat, who was all over the place. So you had
he was great.
Madeline Marr from the Herald does those kind of things throughout the entertainment world. So I bet you if you wanted to dig into your gossip report, you could be there. And the one thing I will say about this, and I'm being serious about this now, Big O, because you're no longer under the realm of the broadcast stations that also have media rights, you don't have to do the old, you know this, I've been on the show with you. You'd want a certain guest. No. He's persona non grata with the Dolphins or the Panthers or the Heat. Now you can just grab whoever the hell you want.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about it. Now, have you heard anything on the Heat side that they're a little concerned about the whole Tyler IG model?
The Miami Heat have an entire player sort of, I don't want to say protection team, but you've seen this with the Dolphins also. There are plenty of people. They are combing every player's social media. They are noticing everything. They are listening to Duncan Robinson's podcast for little subtle things maybe they think shouldn't get out. They see, they hear everything. Big fans of the Big O Show. They're monitoring everything. They have a security department taking care of everything, that if a player's name shows up in a police report or someone calls in, you know this for years, Stu Weinstein with the Dolphins, they were always out in front of stuff. So there is an entire sort of shadow culture with all these teams looking out for that. The little things, I don't mean that because of that, the little things don't become the big things and they take care of it. So you can darn well bet whatever is going on with Tyler now is being very monitored by the Heat, because in these times, Big O, you have to do that as well.
Oh, hell, we still don't know what Willie Green was high on in that hotel lobby. Nobody's none of you have been able to unearth that story ever again.
No, and you know that the team came out and said it was dehydration. And I'm like, what the hell kind of dehydration was that? But you go through that also. But they're keeping an eye and they are monitoring everything. And look, they have all their police contacts. They try to keep stuff off the police blotter. But you know what? Then you get a team that does stuff in an interview and asks a draft prospect about whether his mother is this or that, and that stuff gets out. They know about the fallout, Big O. These teams tread very, very carefully on social media. And don't kid yourself. If teams could, they would demand their players not be on social media. But just like crypto, that ship has sailed. We're in a social media world. We're in a crypto world. You have to deal with what's there in front of you now. You can't be too old school because the schooling has changed.
All right, so I was hoping that Wade would be the double agent for us to bring Donovan Mitchell here. What the hell is he doing? He's doing double agent stuff to take Chris Quinn away from us? What's up with that, man?
You know
what's
what?
the word?
It's actually, I'm glad you brought that up. That's actually good double agenting, and I'll tell you why. A lot of times a coach needs to get mentioned in coaching searches for his name to be out there. So, matter of fact, Big O, I'm going to go the other way. I think Dwayne Wade did Chris Quinn a huge favor.
I'm having fun with that. I'm just having fun.
Exactly. But I'm saying, but I think there's a modicum of truth there. Can we please bring Chris Quinn in? We'll leak it out to Woj. We'll get it out there and let people know that Chris Quinn is a viable coaching candidate. He did that for years with Juwan Howard. Go to New York, talk to everyone, get your name out there. And then when a Michigan job is available, instead of the Michigan boosters going, well, who is this guy? You can say, well, he was the candidate for Nick's job. He was the candidate for Lakers' job. You get names out there. What Dwayne Wade did for Chris Quinn, and maybe even going to do for Caron Butler, is a really good thing. You need to get your names out there. David Fizdale had to get his name out there 3, 4, 5 times before he began his trek to the Grizzlies, to the Knicks as a Lakers assistant. So no, I think Dwayne Wade is still working for the home team, and I think he did Chris Quinn a real solid by getting him on that name list of probably like 50 candidates for the Jazz. They're going to take all the time in the world. Now, whether Danny Ainge signs someone with Miami Heat culture flowing through their blood, that's when it'll get interesting, where they hire that Quinn Snyder replacement as coach with the Utah Jazz.
And by the way, I'm only busting balls because the beauty of Spo is Spo ain't no Flo. Spo can build and rebuild staffs. He ain't no Flo. Flo can build a staff, but Spo, he's already turned over his staff a couple times.
And he's built a coaching tree. You know, the thing is, you build a coaching tree. You start a coaching tree from Pat Riley, of course, who's had all his disciples, Jeff Van Gundy out there, Stan Van Gundy. And now we're seeing the second generation, sort of like we're seeing with Mike Budenholzer, who, of course, is a protege of Greg Popovich. That's what culture is about. That's what's taking the Pat Riley lineage and making it an Eric Spoelstra lineage and passing it down. And you know what, Big O? That's why people will want to work for you. That's why Malik Allen says, I'm leaving the Timberwolves. I'm going to the Miami Heat. They develop. They will give someone a chance. That's why Chris Quinn leaves Northwestern after he was working there in their basketball department and says, I want to be with this guy. That's why Kasib Powell right now is working the Sioux Falls Skyforce and will be with the Heat in Summer League. They know you want to attach yourself to the great ones. Eric Spoelstra has done very right by his assistant coaches over the years, and we can see that, how they're branching out. Dan Craig thriving as defensive coordinator with the Clippers. His tree, Pat Delaney, I believe now latest over in Washington, working there. His assistants have become widely respected.
Kasib Powell, baby, a summer league superstar. Yeah, baby. All right. So big fish. We gotta close it out with this. Mitchell, what's if there's a horse race? Like, what are the odds? Who's the free agent odd favorite that will cross the finish line and be traded to the Miami Heat?
If I'm a sports book, I have Donovan Mitchell sort of off the books because I got to see who the new coach is. And then you got to see if it's a Donovan Mitchell coach or it's a coach who coaches a different style, maybe caters to a Rudy Gobert, or maybe it's a coach who steps in and says, you know what? I'm fine with rebuilding. You guys have not made that breakthrough. Let's rip the whole damn thing apart. That's going to change the equation there also. So I think you have to wait on that to see how they approach that, how they take care of that in Utah before Donovan Mitchell. I do think a really good name, and I mentioned it here at the top of our Acura Pembroke Pines report, and I got a feeling we'll talk about it next week. John Collins, very intriguing because, I think the Heat are close enough that you're trying to find pieces that fit right now. That'd be a really good fit for this team. Again, if PJ Tucker opts out, there is not a single power forward on the Heat roster right now. So it makes sense. So I love the pie in the sky, the Lillards and the Beals and the Mitchells, but I also like fits. And I think John Collins could be a fit. And when you have a potential fit out there, I think that's when you go into overdrive to see if you can make it work.
Okay, so I got to follow up with this.
Sure.
What makes you think they're going to trade him and that could work?
I think they could trade him because he clearly has been disgruntled being the second fiddle to Trae Young in a single player centric offense. The one thing we know about the Heat, everyone eats. You always hear that expression. Everyone gets the ball. They move the ball. No one wants to be a 28-point-a-game scorer. Jimmy doesn't even want to score. Kyle last season didn't score. That's how Tyler Hero made his breakthrough. Hell, I just posted at the Sun Sentinel and sunsentinel.com. Bam Adebayo scoring. We're still looking for it. So if you're a guy who wants to come in and sort of make your name on offense, it might be the perfect place. Here's my only question with that is this. He was the second fiddle to Trae Young, and clearly there have been issues there in Atlanta. Could he deal being the second fiddle to Jimmy Butler? It's a different kind of second fiddle because it's a pass-first kind of guy. Exactly. I think he could. That's the whole thing. But you know what? In this ego-driven NBA world, or does he just want to be the guy somewhere? Does he want to go to Indiana or Sacramento and this is my team? Some guys want that.
Yeah, I don't get that feeling from that kid. I think he wants to be a part of a winning organization and obviously be a part of that. And I think he would be. And just to follow up on this,
sure.
In your press conference with Riley and I think it was you and maybe it might have been Barry or somebody else mentioned about Bam playing with another big.
I
Well,
asked about that.
right. It'll never work out on this team because they don't have that other big that can really shoot. Well, guess what?
Yes.
John Collins can shoot. He would be the
Stretchability.
exactly. He would be the perfect 4 next to Bam because his ass can be on the 3-point line. And now, if you can, it looked to me like Riley is going to put the full court press on PJ and saying, I got to keep you here. That would be an amazing rotation if you can have Tucker and Collins. That would be
because then you know what? Defensive situations, you throw Tucker out there. Offensive situations, you throw Collins out there. You save the 37-year-old legs of PJ Tucker. It might come at a cost, but again, the cost would be Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, probably one of your young players, maybe a Yurtseven, unfortunately, and maybe a draft choice, but you can make a package. The whole thing there is, Big O, it's the same division. Does the team want to trade within the division? Do you want to trade within the conference? That's why so much of the John Collins talk is out to Portland, sort of out of sight, out of mind. So we have to see how that plays out also.
A team like Milwaukee uses size on you. You can now counter a little bit more with Collins too at the same time. So there's things you can do with it. John Collins would that would as the late great Mad Dog would say, that would get my toes tingling. John Collins
and a West South Florida kid, so he has roots down here. It'd be a homecoming also.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat. What are you working on besides that Sunday column, my friend?
I just posted my Bam Adebayo story. 4 years ago, Pat Riley sat at a press conference and said, we've got to have an intervention with Eric Spoelstra. I've got to find a way to make it work with Hassan Whiteside and Bam Adebayo. 4 years later, Pat Riley sits down at his postseason press conference and says, I'm going to talk to Eric about getting Bam more involved in the offense. So we're sort of in the same place with different players, but it's very interesting. Pat Riley steps back 364 days a year. But on the 365th, he sends his messages to Eric Spoelstra. Read the story at sunsentinel.com. It's interesting how we're back here again. This is the one time a year Pat Riley sort of has his intervention. How does Eric Spoelstra approach it next? Does he tell Bam, hey, look at the damn rim instead of another damn pass? It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Now, the difference is I agree with him on this one. I completely disagreed with him on the other one because he wanted to do something that was unrealistic with a specific human being. Whereas with this human being, you can work with this one because this one is willing to do whatever it takes to make it work. And that's the one thing you love about Bam. Sacrifice is not something you ever are concerned with Bam Adebayo. So.
And as to quote your friend Jim Mandich, and it's not as if Bam's riding around with his windows down going, we got shooters. So yes, different personalities.
No doubt. Ira Heatbeat on Twitter. You got to subscribe to the Sun Sentinel and catch his work every single day. Ira, thank you, my brother. Have a fantastic weekend. It won't be as good as mine here in Flagler Beach, but you have a good weekend, sir.
And we'll talk to you Monday for another accurate Pembroke Pines report. Thanks, Big O.
You got it. There you go. Can't beat it than being out here in Tortugas, baby. Oh, God. What a beautiful day. All right, let's that is Ira Winderman and our accurate Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right. My man Sean Williams is on his way here from Essential Moving Experts. Looking forward to that. He's coming by. He's going to join us. By the way, if you need to move your office, home, you need to move long moving services across country, home moving services, maybe you're moving from one city to another, one county to another, office relocation, Essential Moving Experts. Tell them Big O sent you. You get $150 off. And what I love about Sean, he's also a monster Miami Dolphins fan. The business is all in Dolphins colors. So if you're moving was never easier than it is with EssentialMovingExperts.com. Over 1,600 customers that are happy. They have filed it. They have said it. They are happy with EssentialMovingExperts.com. So check it out. 844-368 844-368-5750. That's 844-368-5750. Support the great people that support our program, essentialmovingexperts.com, and you'll get $150 off if you mention my name. And by the way, flat rates, no surprise charges too for Essential Moving Experts. All right. Kyrie is getting booted because of last year. He may be cheaper than most think. Jesse M., he does not fit the Heat culture, bro. That guy is all about himself. He's not about the team. This bullshit of him, taking off whenever he wants, or because something is going off in the world, I can't deal with it. I have to, no. That flake cannot play with the Miami Heat. Okay? I couldn't work with a flake like that. I mean, Kyrie Irving, that's what he is. He's a flake. He's weak-minded. If he has to work, listen, there's going to be stuff going on all over you, all over the world. There are tragedies going on right now as we speak, but it's stuff that we can't control right now. There's probably a natural disaster happening right now while we're doing this show. I cannot control it. There's somebody being abused. There's somebody starving. There's all kinds of terrible stuff going on. We have countries that are under whatever, communist, socialism, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's a lot of stuff we can't control. But you do have responsibilities to your family, to your friends, to your businesses, to whatever, your contracts, whatever you lived up to. If you need to live up to this responsibility, then you got to go do it, man. No matter what, the tsunami out on the other side of the world is still going to happen. So for me, Kyrie Irving is just, part of this whole millennial Generation Z issue that we are raising a weaker society is what we're doing. And we have allowed ourselves to be convinced that certain things are not the right way to do things. And that's why we've created a soft society in today's world. And Kyrie Irving, I know his talent. Nobody will ever argue his talent. But he's not a guy that Jimmy Butler can count on. Jimmy Butler plays no matter what, dude. He is committed. You got to have the same kind of people on there. I can't have a producer next to me that is lazy and is not going to do what he has to do and not going to do his job and is going to show up late and not. No, dude, no, you're not working with me then. So Kyrie Irving, no matter what his talent is, no matter how cheap he may be now, because obviously they're going to have to give him away, I don't want him. I want nothing to do with Kyrie Irving at all. He got his championship. He got his moment with LeBron. That's it. But he's not the guy you want ever leading your franchise. Does he have the talent to be a leader? Of course. Never going to argue the talent. Does he have the professionalism that comes with it? Hell no. Hell no. Why would Mitchell come to Jimmy's team? Star Fox, it's the same thing we just talked about with John Collins. You're coming to a team where you have the superstar is pass first. Any star would want to now play with Jimmy. While I was questioning, does anybody want to play with Jimmy when he was getting here because of all the turmoil? Well, after watching him for a couple of years and the way he carries himself, and Star Fox 85, my man, if you don't see it, I can't help you. Now, your question is more for Atlanta. Your question is more for whatever team Russell Westbrook is running. Not that he really runs the Lakers, because that's LeBron. But what I'm saying is if you put him in Minnesota or somewhere else where he's going to run the offense, You get what I'm saying? That's where it changes, my friend. That's the difference. With Jimmy, he's a pass first. He wants to get others involved. So if you're John Collins or Donovan Mitchell, hell yeah, you want to play in Miami because the star you're playing with doesn't matter if you're scoring 35. He doesn't care that you're scoring 35. All Jimmy wants to do is win. He's happy you score 35. He'll score 12, have 10 assists, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block, and Jimmy's happy as hell. He doesn't need the 45 points. He scores the 40 points for the Heat because they have no choice. They don't have anybody with balls that will take over and say, yeah, let me take over. I gotta do this. Marino, licking those fingers. Let's go. That's what you want. That's Jimmy Butler. He's the junkyard dog. He's Jason Taylor coming after you. He's Alonzo Mourning going to put you right through the rim. He's Tim Hardaway that he's going to break you down and score on you. That's who Jimmy Butler is. But then he's also incredibly selfless. Outside of Wade, I don't know if I've ever seen a more selfless player in the history of the Miami Heat, Wade, than Butler. Because what Wade did here is unheard of, and I'll never see it again. Where a superstar says, no, man, this is not working. LeBron, you need to take over, bro. That's what Wade did there in that year, leading into year 2, was sick. That's so man-like. That's so leader. That's so visionary. That is so selfless. It'll never be topped ever again. But Jimmy Butler plays like that all the time. So Jimmy Butler, every star is going to want to come to play with Jimmy Butler. We got 1 hour down. We are at Tortugas out here at Flagler Beach, just north of Daytona. Scott and Paul do a great job of running this beautiful establishment, which, by the way, waving Dolphins and Canes flags. So if you happen to be in this area, live in this area, work in this area, this is where you want to come for Dolphins and Canes games out here. And if you happen to work, live in this area, come on by and say hi. We'll be broadcasting out here again on Monday, and then we head home. But when we come back, Manny Navarro is going to join us with our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
What? Oh, look.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. train, fight, recover.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Caneswear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
There we go. Ready to go. Ready to talk to Manny Navarro on a light Canes week. I got to tell you something, Manny. Normally you pump out like 5 stories a day. You're having trouble pumping out 5 stories a day right now, aren't you?
It's the summertime, man. And, I flew out to Vegas Wednesday. It took me 9 hours to get out here between delays and cancellations and all kinds of different things. But I got in here late Wednesday night, and then I spent all day yesterday kind of just hanging out with some of the best players, high school players in the country that are here to compete in this overtime 7-on-7 thing. So yeah, nothing fresh, but it's a time of year where you can spend a little time, talking to people, just sort of working your sources and having interesting conversations. And I had a lot of them here in the last 24 hours, just being around some of these agents that are representing these kids and really just a lot of the elite players themselves to ask them, from a Miami perspective, what they think of the Hurricanes, and then to see who's really making an impact, in terms of coaches and schools and what kind of conversations are being had regarding NIL and all that kind of stuff. So enlightening to be out here. This is the part of the job I enjoy for the Athletic, when you can go out and just talk to a lot of people.
Well, so what'd you pick up from the workouts? Any kind of nuggets on players interested in Miami?
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of interest in Miami and Mario Cristobal and what he's going to do there. But as you and I have spoken about in the past when we've discussed recruiting, I think a lot of it still remains, hey, let's see what Miami does. They're in the game, I think, for a lot of kids who are interested, right? And they see that, the school is spending a lot of money on resources. They see that, things are sort of changing from what it was under Manny Diaz. But I also think it's still a prove it league, and for these kids, right? Like prove that you can win consistently. And so I think year one for Mario is going to be very important. And I think even some of the commitments that he has, some of the kids that the Washington twins that are Bobby and Robbie Washington that are out here playing as well with the Miami Immortals. They got a lot of schools coming after them. They're gonna visit Alabama. There's Utah. There's a bunch of different programs that are interested in the kids that Miami has committed right now. And I think a lot of them want to see, hey, you know what? Coach Cristobal's saying all this is going to change, but I want to see Miami win. So I think this is one of those years where Miami's recruiting class may not be ranked very high until the end, depending on how the season goes and, which kids they can maybe steal at the last minute, kind of get in on in November and December when they've proven, hey, you know what, we just went 10-2 and played for the ACC championship. Believe in us. This is real.
How much have the schemes changed?
The offensive and defensive schemes for Miami. I mean, I think, look, I had a couple of high-profile wide receivers ask me, is Mario going to throw the ball as much as Miami has in the past? Miami had the 10th ranked passing offense. And some of the kids,
did he watch Oregon on the West Coast?
Yeah, I mean that's
12.
That's the whole thing. But that's the unknown. The unknown is you've got Tyler Van Dyke, right? And so how much passing are they going to continue to do? But
they'll pass, but dude, they're going to be more responsible because he knows if you can punish them with the run, you'll make Tyler even better now. That's kind of the whole thing, bro. You want Tua to succeed? Run the damn ball, man, because it makes you a much better offense when you can get the 4 yards by punching somebody in the mouth than forcing your quarterback on a 3rd and 4 to always make the key play, because as you know, he's going to fail because that's just the way the numbers are. But if you've got a dominant line, more often than not, you're going to make that 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 4 and 3rd and 5 because you're going to be able to punch people in the mouth and move that line. There's no doubt in my mind. He had a Justin Herbert. Look at Justin Herbert with the Chargers, and look at him with the Ducks. It's 2 different guys. That's why I wasn't much of a Justin Herbert guy, because I never really saw him air it out in a way where he was leading the team and winning in big moments. I saw him using his legs more than anything else at times.
No, listen,
it's crazy.
That's to win, and Mario has to do what he has to win ultimately, right? That's what he's going to do on Saturdays. He's going to seek the balance. But I'm talking about living in this world with these elite recruits and the kind of conversations that they have about where they want to go to school and what kind of offenses they want to play in, and what kind of success do you have in sending guys to the league. And that's why I say, I know Mario's a great recruiter, and I think he did a phenomenal job taking over from Manny Diaz. They wouldn't have finished in the top 16 if it wasn't for what Mario did last year. But again, I think for Miami fans who think, oh, he's just going to come in here and all of a sudden all the best players in the country are going to want to start to come to Miami. Yes, you have a better coach. You have an NIL system that's successful, but you need the results. You need all 3 to really change the tide here. And all Miami has done is put themselves in a better position to succeed. Now, whether or not you're going to have a great recruiting class, I just, from having so many conversations yesterday with a lot of people, Miami wouldn't even be in the game right now for a lot of kids if Manny Diaz was still coach. Like it would, like, I just imagine there's no NIL and Manny Diaz is still coach. You wouldn't even be in the conversation. Miami would be an afterthought. They would have probably one of the worst recruiting classes this coming season if Manny Diaz was still coach. So all you've done is rectify the situation in the sense that you've given yourself a chance now to be in the ball game for some of these elite recruits. But if you're going to win them over, you got to win on the field, and you got to do it with a little bit of style for some of these kids, for some of these elite top 100, top 200 prospects that are in those rankings. And I know Miami fans care about that, right? As much as they say, yeah, we'll take the 2-star Ed Reed, it's a lot harder to find those guys now. Basically, the best of the best are the kids that are the top 200, 300 recruits. And that's Alabama. And
go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's who Alabama and Ohio State and Georgia get every year. They get the top 200 recruits. Miami's, every now and then they'll get 4 or 5, maybe 6, top 200 players, but that's not nearly enough to be the kind of program they want to be. So you have to hit high on these elite recruits, and that's Mario had success with that at Oregon, and that's why they won.
Yeah, and listen, it's not like they didn't air it out here when they were successful, but they always ran the ball too at the same time. And I think ultimately it's like Alabama. They'll air it out too, but you got to be able to run the ball. And I think he's going to do the same thing that you see in Alabama. Will there be games that you have a luxury of airing it out a little bit more? Probably. But on those tougher games, you're going to want to make sure you can run the ball, control the clock, limit the turnovers, all those kind of things, because by putting it in the air, you're putting everybody, putting the ball more at risk. So I think that's going to end up happening. By the way, while you were out west, Cam Newton was there too with his group.
Yeah, they're out here. They're one of the 17 teams. He was a part of the of building this OT7. They're trying to get 7-on-7 football to really take off from a marketing and television perspective. This overtime group has poured in a lot of money. They've got announcers out there on the field. I mean, this is like unlike any other 7-on-7 event that I've attended. It looks like a professionally televised sort of thing, and they want to see what they can do with this. They want to see how much money it can create, and how entertaining 7-on-7 football. And I know how the trickle down effect, right? It always sort of starts at the high school level, and then it goes up to college, and then all of a sudden the pros are copying the college. I wonder at what point we get to a professional 7-on-7 league. But
it won't be the players you see in the NFL.
Right, but the same way we saw the NBA, right? The older guys of the NBA, I think we could potentially see some, former players or guys that are no longer in the league that are still young that want to play, maybe that were big college stars, that maybe that ends up being more successful and probably less expensive than leagues like the XFL and things of that nature. But will people watch? That'll be the question.
So that's what I was going to ask you, because here's a guy that no longer is making the big money. He's going to make backup money at best if he does. He's probably had to curtail his wardrobe. And so I'm wondering, he's like putting all this money into this, and I'm wondering, where's the money going to come back? And now you're telling me they're trying to seek television deals and all that kind of stuff. Now I see what they're trying to do, but boy, that's a hell of a risk on his part, considering he doesn't have the kind of flow he used to have coming in, before.
Well, I think he's more of a partner in this than a driving force. He's more of a guy who is attaching his name to it early on, as they sort of build this thing. There's other investors and other millionaires and people that are involved in this sort of venture. But I think, it's like anything new, right? You want to see where it can go. And this first trial run with all of these athletes that are here, there's different demographics too. I mean, they feel like the 35 and under crowd may not want to see it live. They may prefer to watch it in a storytelling, slow-mo type of deal where there's a different way to sort of cover this and to broadcast this. So we'll see. But it'll be interesting to watch. It was definitely, I'm definitely happy I'm out here, because it's a very interesting time in high school and college sports, and the way all of this is changing with the internet and everything else.
In-N-Out Burger?
Yeah, I was hanging out with the South Florida Express yesterday, and Brett Getz, who's a wonderful guy, he was in the car with me out in LA when I had you on the phone with with Brandon and his parents. He went out and he got like 30 burgers to bring it back to the kids, and he threw one on my lap. He said, "Here." So yes, I've already had the In-N-Out burger. Within 24 hours of landing.
But by the way, that wasn't your first, right? You've had it.
No, I've been out to LA plenty and Texas where they have some, and yeah, it was good stuff.
And it's also good at 2511 South University Drive, Caneswear, baby. They are loaded with anything and everything with the U. They've got so many cool items there. Lights for your bar that have the UM logo. They've got the latest sneakers. They've got all kinds of sandals. So if you need some sandals for the beach, like we have behind us right here at Flagler Beach, you can get that. Towels, you name it, anything. They've got Dolphins, Marlins, Panthers, Inter Miami, Florida Panthers, all kinds of stuff, man. So get on down to 2511 South University Drive. Go to caneswear.com. All orders over $99, free shipping. So take advantage there. What are you working on over at The Athletic, my friend, so they can check it out?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to sit down with Jaden Rashada. He's one of the elite quarterbacks in the country, a 5-star kid out of California. I'm going to sit down and talk to him. He's going to be making an announcement, I think, this coming week. I know the Gators are in it. I know Texas A&M is in it. The Hurricanes, he's been down there multiple times. So I'm gonna sit down and see, what kind of shot the Hurricanes honestly have, and then, write about him, and why he's somebody a lot of coaches and a lot of people in the industry think that's going to be really special in college and potentially the pros. So, and then there's a lot of recruiting type stuff that's going to come out of this, including some write-ups on what you and I just talked about, which is the 7-on-7 and the future, and can this be a televised sort of sport that makes money. So there'll be a lot of stories. The Bobby Washington and Robbie Washington twins, the 2 Miami commitments, I finally got a chance to catch up with them. And so a lot of recruiting coverage, and then the state of the program for UCF, I'm going to be writing about them. So I got a lot of different things that I'm working on. From a Miami level, it's one of those times where, the Athletic gets their bang for their buck. They get me to work on a couple of different teams, not just Miami.
I like it. Hey, man, you need a little variety. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah, no doubt.
With a little variety. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to have chocolate ice cream. You can get some cookies and cream every once in a while.
Right,
Mix it up a little bit there. Happen? Oh, you want Neapolitan?
Okay.
Yeah, that's terrible. A terrible idea on your part. Anyways, all right. It was such a great day until that right there. I mean, Jesus, Neapolitan. That is just terrible. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Catch his work there at The Athletic, as always, getting it done. Manny, appreciate you, my brother. Have a great weekend, man. We'll catch up next week.
All right, man. Talk to you. See you.
Got it. There you go. The great Manny Navarro.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
We are back. Thank you. Thank you to Manny, as always, for joining us every week and doing his thing. Don't forget, Sloman's is a proud sponsor of our program. And, folks, we are giving away 40 right now, a doorbell camera. We're going to give away 40 of them to the first 40 Big O listeners. All you got to do, call right now, 1-800-ALARM-ME. Many call. Every time we do this, the phones ring. Why? Because you need some help. We all need help. It's beautiful having Sloman's and having Alarmo right by your side and protecting your home, your family, your business. That's what it's all about, folks. So call them 1-800-ALARM-ME. And that doorbell camera connects directly to your smartphone. It allows you to control everything. You can, if you want to put a camera inside your home, you can do that. You can see everything going on in the doorbell camera. Somebody's delivering a package, somebody you don't want to talk to. Camera, you can put a camera in the backyard, on the side of your house, whatever it is, depending on what kind of neighborhood you live in and where you think you need to have some vision of what's going on in and around your home. I have a friend of mine that called Sloman's. He goes, "Oh, I got a camera for the side of my house." And I go, "Oh, you got like an alley or something you're concerned?" He goes, "No, dude, it goes right to the street. And in that street, there's like accidents all the time. Now I can use that video to put on social media." So whatever you want to use the video for, so you can keep, maybe you got a crazy corner you want to keep track of, whatever, like my buddy, you can do it. 1-800-ALARM-ME. You use our professional installation or our central station monitoring, which is at low cost, baby. You'll get an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. Tell them that Big O sent you. Tell them that you want to be protected by Alarmo and the great people at Sloman's. 14 different states we're in, so make sure you call, because it's not just Florida, just in case. If you think, oh, this show originates in Florida, so it must be a Florida. No. National. So check it out. 14 different states. Call them 1-800-ALARM-ME. All right. You know what isn't all right? Did you hear about what's going on? We talked a little bit about it with Ira, but I know Ira gets all uncomfortable and stuff when I start talking about, things that are a little bit more edgy, and he gets a little bit more, uncomfortable, not bothered by it. But according to Katya Elise Henry, she is not very happy with Tyler Hero. So apparently Tyler Hero cheated on her. Okay. And so she has taken already to say some things about him. And so she's taking shots at his manhood and everything. So Katya Elise Henry letting the cat out of the bag after she seemingly revealed that Miami Heat star Tyler Hero cheated on her just months after she gave birth to their child. In the Instagram story, she says, if you cheat on someone that is willing to do anything for you, you're actually cheating yourself out of true loyalty. This hurts. Hero had a very had been very publicly in a relationship with Katya Elise Henry after shooting his shot at her on Twitter. However, Henry is not only saying he cheated on her, but also taking shot at his manhood with a very noticeable like she has on Instagram. On top of all of that, Henry has also seemingly unfollowed Hero on Instagram, significant because of how many of their moments together they shared via social media. The reigning sixth man of the year was rumored to have cheated on Elise Henry once before while she was pregnant, but nothing ever confirmed. Hero has not spoken out at all and likely will not, because it's not exactly shocking to see an athlete cheat on his girlfriend. So she is calling him out, calling out his manhood, So already small, and he wants me to share it with other women. No, sir. That was her post. This is a mess. Here you go. Yeah. Well, that's what you get, right? You got your IG model. Yeah. Yeah, she's fine. But there's some baggage that comes with it. And now, wait a minute. Now, you can't blame her in a way, because, dude, you like when, she got pregnant, so you went and go bang somebody else and, whatever. And so she's going to, woman scorn, bro, that's all true. Okay. So what do you can't expect her to sit back and just, maybe Jillian Anais is like that. Maybe that's her thing. She doesn't care what Watson does. Obviously, she doesn't care what Watson does. She is with a really sick individual, and she doesn't flinch. She makes enchiladas. Katya, whole different ballgame. And it's interesting, right? Because both ladies are beautiful. Both ladies are fine. Both ladies, if they say they're available, there's a line of dudes like 5,000 deep wanting to go out with them because they're both incredibly attractive. Who's not going to want to go out with either one of those women? Well, some of you may not go out with for different reasons, but that's a whole different ballgame. That's a personal issue that some of you have. But outside of that, most red-blooded males would easily go out with them. And one is saying, screw you, dude. I'm out of here. The other one is like, I don't care how sick and twisted you are. It looks like you're just there for the money. Okay. He said in 3 minutes? Okay, no problem. We're going to get Omar Kelly in just a couple minutes here on the program. But that's some issues there for Tyler. And the question is, the Miami Heat, how much do they want to be involved with all this kind of stuff? By the way, Nature B, we've been telling you about Nature B for a long, long time. Incredibly affordable, 27 vitamins and amino acids, 28 powerful antioxidants. And when it comes to bee pollen, folks, it's gathered in clean, green New Zealand, potentiated, which means rapid absorption. It gets into your system right away. It supports great nutrition, sustained energy all day long. So when you roll around to 2, 3, 4 o'clock and you're running out of gas, no, with Nature B, you will power all the way through. That's kind of what it's all about. My favorite thing, and I've been telling you forever about this, and that's boosting the immune system. I love it because it boosts my immune system. And working every day with my voice 3-4 hours a day, I don't want to have a cold. And Nature B has kept me away from a cold for a long, long time. And I rarely ever get a cold because I take Nature B every single day. Hey, man, it's less than 70 cents a day, pretty much. You free shipping right now. Use my code Big O. Go to natureb.com. They've got all kinds of other products. Now, the other products, you will not get free shipping on it. But on the plant pollen, if you order a month, a 3-month supply, or a 6-month supply, you will get free shipping. Okay? And it is true, by the way, if you live in Puerto Rico, that will be a problem. I did not know that. I had no idea. I reached out to the people in Nature B to find out because we had a listener that wanted to order Nature B from Puerto Rico and they could not. And so he goes, I'm going to have somebody order it in the U.S. and then ship it to me. So apparently there's a lot of companies that do not ship to Puerto Rico. I did not know that. But then again, when you start thinking about the Puerto Rican government, you start thinking about their electrical, what's it called? The system is like from 1950. Everything is so antiquated there. You kind of can understand that they would have those issues. So I'm sorry about that. So can't get it to you in Puerto Rico, but everywhere else, unless you order through the United States and have somebody send it to you, then you can do it. But naturebee.com, order it, get your free shipping, use the code BIG OW. All right, let's talk a little football. Omar Kelly and our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report next.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The Big O Radio Show is home for the hardcore Dolphins fan. That's why we give you Omar Kelly twice a week. Buckle up. It's time for the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show.
There we go. We're ready, and Omar Kelly is ready. How you feeling, my man? You feeling good?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good. Cannot complain.
Okay. You getting situated there?
Yeah, sometimes it's too bright. I mean, I love the natural light, but it doesn't work for video.
Yeah, no, I know. It's we've been having the same problem with us back there behind us. And we got a big, beautiful beach back there we want to show off, and can't show it right now.
Where you at? Where you at today?
We're in Flagler Beach, just north of Daytona. We're out here with the great folks at Tortugas, and it's a 2-floor bar. It's Dolphins and Canes bar out here.
Flagler Beach? I mean Daytona Beach?
Yeah, it's just north of Daytona. It's called Flagler Beach. Yeah, it's really nice.
See, I because I want to take a little staycation, and I've never been to Daytona Beach, and
go to Flagler Beach. Go to Flagler Beach. Go to Flagler Beach. Stay in Flagler Beach. Visit Daytona.
Okay. All right. Flagler Beach. Okay.
Compadre.
Gotcha.
Flagler Beach. Flagler Beach. Okay.
Gotcha.
You will trust me. The wife will appreciate you because Flagler Beach it's really nice, bro. Really nice. It's kind of like it's the upper part of Daytona. In other words, it's the you know what I'm saying. So yeah,
is the classy part of Daytona? What do we say?
That's exactly what we're saying. That's a
okay,
good way.
Because you just got to know how to sell it to my wife there. Yeah.
It's more blue collar. Daytona's more blue collar. This is a little bit more,
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you now. Okay.
White collar, blue collar. You know what I'm saying? There we go. White collar.
I got you.
So yeah, that's what we're doing. So yes, we're on it. Hey, it's pretty amazing. We were just talking about this yesterday. Within the last 6 months, we have broadcasted from a New York Dolphins bar in Slattery's, a Dolphins bar in Vegas in Tommy Rockers, and now a Dolphins bar here in Flagler Beach, north of Daytona. So that's the idea. We're going to be broadcasting from Dolphin bars all over the world. The question is, which is the first Dolphins bar to pull us out of the country? To England, to Mexico, Canada, I don't know, wherever, because we have Dolphin bars all over. You know what's funky, Omar? As much as the Heat have won, I brought this up yesterday, we don't have Heat bars all over the world. But yet, you can find Dolphin bars all over the world, bro.
You've just given me an idea for our intern this summer at the Sun Sentinel, San Francisco. I'm going to make him do a map of NFL bars in South Florida for each team? Because I know there are some. I know there's a Saints bar. I know there's a Steelers bar. So that now I've just you've just created an assignment for our intern, because I think that would be healthy for. What do you mean? What do you mean? Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. I don't care about a Saints bar.
But
screw the Steelers.
But everybody knows every bar.
No, they don't know that there's 3 of them in Ohio. They have no idea that there's
no. People who are in Ohio know.
I think you should know, but I think that, remember, in our platforms now, including the Sun Sentinel, it's not just South Florida; it's the world.
National, absolutely. But I'm not Dolphins. I'm not Dolphins focused. But the
Sun Sentinel is, baby. Have your guy.
But the Sun Sentinel, we have more transplants in South Florida who root for other teams than you have South Florida sports fans. Think about it.
You're right. I can't freaking argue that. I know. I get it. I'm a weirdo. I'm like one of the few like real Floridians.
I'm one of the few as well. We represent probably about 30% of the sports fan base down here.
You're right. I just think it would be cool if he can unearth dolphin bars all over the world.
Dolphin bar, no matter what city you're in.
I think some people would freak out that, oh my God, there's a Dolphins bar at this place or at that place.
If you're in that city because you've been transplanted and you live there, you know your core Dolphin fan base and you know the bar.
Oh, well, no, that's not true. We have several listeners in the Rochester, Buffalo area.
They have one.
They have one, right? But a couple of them did not know about it until another one told them, "Hey, no, come over
all
here."
You got to do, if you live in a city and you don't know where your Dolphins bar is, just ask me on Twitter. I'll retweet it, and I promise you'll get the answer. There is a Dolphins bar in every city in the United States of America. Like the Dolphins have one of the top 5 national fan bases. Trust me, there is a bar you could get together with your Dolphin friends and buddies and watch every Dolphins game every single Sunday. I promise you that. And if you do not find one, you can create one.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, John Yang nailed you. John Yang nailed you. He said he's Pittsburgh focused. That's why you brought up the Steelers bar. That's what it is. It's a half Pittsburgh Post-Gazette article too. Damn it, bro.
I know there's Jets bars. I said Saints bars first. You're not accusing me of going to New Orleans.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Hold on. All Jet bars are in sewers. They really don't count. You got to enter in a sewage drainage to get to a Jets bar. That's
bro. I used to have my resentment for the Jets, but that ended with Jason and Zach. Now it's Buffalo, and I really don't have anything. I like the fans just hate me. I don't have any hatred for Buffalo anymore. So
no. It's a law as a Dolphins fan. We have to hate the Jets, the Bills, and the Patriots. Yes. We have to. I think rivalries are dead. We have to wish the worst on their asses.
Think about it. I think rivalries are dead. Somebody's just died from Dolphins.
Who?
A former player. It came on my phone and went super quickly, so I didn't
really
get to see it. I apologize.
Find out, Sean. Sean will find out who passed away. Wow, that's sad.
Yeah, we just sent out a story, and I didn't get to see who the name was. I apologize for saying that, but yeah, you know how the things come up and come down and go up.
Yeah, no. Sean will find out quickly which one it is. Dennis Ramirez says Colorado Springs. Visit the Rhino Bar and Grill Dolphin Bar. There you go. Now wait a minute.
There's some hot springs or I forget where it is in Florida. I need to go visit to take a drive to get out of here. I'm do some vacation and enjoy my life before football. This is the only time we get 5 weeks.
Yeah.
To just do. I want to pick up one weekend and just go.
Well, hey, listen. Remember, you come up here. You've got. Remember, your Daytona, Jacksonville, St. Augustine is all kind of in the same area. You can drive and you can see different things while you're here. So, you have a little fun with that. So you can go to St. Augustine, which is really nice. And then obviously enjoy Daytona Flagler Beach. out here. So it's actually a nice little area that you can drive around and chill out and enjoy the northern part of Florida. By the way, the beach it's not cold. The water is not that cold here. So that's actually cool. So it's good stuff there. All right. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was like, I got a beach like 20 minutes from my house. So I don't really, it's like, and I just found a new beach area. Oh man, I'm not even gonna tell anybody where it is because it's so fucking phenomenal, and I don't want to share. Like,
hey, listen, I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you. I when you find a spot, you don't really want to share it because then it gets all overcrowded, and then people find out about it. And
this spot is mwah, and I just won't even share. Like, don't even. People know about it, but it's not overcrowded. Like, don't want to share.
I don't blame you. I definitely don't blame you about that. All right. What has been your biggest observation in this final week of practice that you've been able to watch?
On the Sun Sentinel, I give you my superlatives, which we went over on your show, on the show that we did earlier on Wednesday. Top performer of the offseason program in my mind was Christian Wilkins, who is coming into his own. Forceful every single day. I don't know if that was an indicator of where the offensive line was, or if he's just growing up to be a big boy. And he had a breakout season last year. Looks like there could be more on deck. Biggest addition, clearly, is Tyreek Hill. As I said in my breakdown, I have never seen anybody faster in the NFL uniform. And I've covered the Devin Hesters, the Roscoe Parishes, the Santana Mosses, the Peter Warwicks, the Lavernius Coles, Ted Ginn. You want a little Mighty Mouse, Jakeem Grant. I covered Waddle. There is no need for a race. Just end the whole conversation. Yeah. There is no need for a race. He is legitimately the fastest football player I've ever seen. Most improved player is Jalen Phillips. I really hope that they don't ask him to go backwards anymore. Just stop. He's very, very good going forward. Most impressive rookie. This might surprise you. Zaquandre White, the rookie from South Carolina. I would argue to you he would be on my 53 right now. Then we get into the area of concern, Miami's linebacker unit. Now, they have added 2 linebackers in Melvin Ingram and Porter Gustin, who I have not seen yet. And Duke Riley is stepping up and being more prominent. But that unit just makes me a little uncomfortable from the standpoint there isn't one player who can do every role. I need one player who could do every role, and there is not one on this team in that unit. Not even Jerome, because Jerome don't like to get in there and get dirty.
That's not his strength, playing against the run and fighting through the tackles. That's never been his thing. That's why he's an outside guy. And he's good, and he's good in his role. Yes,
he's an inside guy, but he's an outside guy. It's weird, but it works in this scheme. Yeah, area of strength for this team is, in my opinion, tailback. There are 4 guys: Chase Edmonds, Mostert, Michael, and Gaskin, who could be legitimate starters for I think about 10 to 16 teams in the league. And then you've got guys like Ahmed and White, who really, they're talented. I like Ahmed when he's great when he's not in pads.
Well, but it's only going to be either Gaskins, White, or Ahmed. Only one of them is going to make it.
Correct.
The other guys
Gaskins, White, Ahmed. Correct. Unless somebody gets hurt.
Obviously. But I mean, you would figure the other 3 backs are, Michelle, Chase, and Mostert, they're in already, and then the fullback. So that's 4 right there. So that's the question. Are they even going to keep that 5th?
My biggest surprise of camp has been Connor Williams. we talk twice every week. What was my biggest concern coming into the OTA program?
Center.
Dieter. Don't have a concern anymore.
How about the snapping? Did it clean up?
It'll get better. It'll get better.
No, it's
not horrible. I've seen worse.
No, but you can't have it. You can't have it. It can't exist, Omar. That cannot be. It's like a long snapper, the same thing.
You cannot he's a new center. He's a new center. It'll get better.
It better get better.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. There was one day that it was noticeably bad.
Okay, but that alone in itself is not good enough. It can't be, it's not bad. No, it has to be exceptional, and it has to be exceptional all the time. That's what makes a great center, when you don't notice his ass.
Yeah.
That's when you have a great center. Everything's so smooth, you're not even paying attention to his ass. You're worried about everybody else. That's when the center's doing his job.
The one guy pushing for playing time, in my opinion, is Duke Riley, who had some very effective, impressive practices. The signal caller of the defense, because Jerome was missing and Landon wasn't working. And listen, Duke Riley started 26 games in the NFL. So it's not like he's just some schlep. This is a former guy who was an impactful player at LSU. He's been gone through the grinder. And, I like it. I don't know if he's everything that you need, but I like him. I think he's impactful. He could at least be your coverage guy. The guy who needs the most work, player who needs the most work, clearly same player who needed the most work last year. Noah Igbenogany. It's at the end of this
and I'm sure he'll get a lot of work this preseason, because you're not going to burn out X and Byron throughout.
If I'm X, I'm not even practicing the first 2 weeks of training camp. Like,
there's really no need. You just need him to be conditioned.
Yeah. If I'm X, I'm sticking to what has been working for me recently. That's going to help me play 17 games. I'm not practicing until maybe the third week of training camp. That's just a guess. That's not anything anybody's told me.
Oh, he's going to have to practice in the scrimmages. That's where he'll play.
I would do one-on-ones. I would do individual stuff, one-on-ones. I do one team session a day.
I could see him doing the scrimmages and not the games. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Like during the week,
he'll do some. Anyway,
no, you have to do it, Omar, because
you got to work off the rust.
In those moments, not only that, you're kind of almost in game speed when you're practicing against those two NFL teams.
If we're gonna go, he needs to work off some rust in games.
Right there.
I'm probably gonna play him in the preseason.
No, not the preseason. The practices leading to the preseason game. I can see him not playing in the preseason game, but I can see him playing in those practices against those two teams. That's where you use him, because that's where the defensive coordinator is going to get a better feel for, all right, when I run this and I have my normal two guys, this is the feel I have, so I can work the coverages up front and all that kind of stuff. So you don't want to do that with a guy that is not normally going to be there. So I can see X getting the reps against the scrimmages versus those teams. And then when the game rolls around, he doesn't even play. That's all.
And finally, my biggest mystery is Miami's O-line.
Yeah, of course.
I'm looking at it without Teron Armstead, which means I'm looking at last year's line with Connor Williams and,
Robert Hunt, Austin Jackson. Yeah, sure, we got you. Okay.
No, it's more the left side. That's
Oh, okay. Because of the absence of Teron. I got you.
But one thing I will say is they're opening up running lanes, and that's been a pleasant surprise. And if you've seen this team for the last 3 years, they run like
there are no lanes. There are no lanes.
Yeah. So that's encouraging. That's encouraging to see.
All right. Before I let you go, your thought, look, I talked about this earlier. This is all, it just ends up becoming a big waste of time because none of it ever happened. Marino didn't get traded to Minnesota. Marino didn't get traded to Pittsburgh, whether it was for Shula or whether it was with Jimmy,
Yeah.
when we did get Parcells, Saban, and JJ, with all the hype, it never really worked out. So now the latest is obviously what could have happened or might have happened with Brady or Breeze, or whether Flo was cock blocking it or not by filing his lawsuit, all this kind of stuff. Just your thoughts on all this mess. It really means nothing whatsoever because in the end, it never happened. So,
interestingly enough,
go ahead.
Interestingly enough, we're going to discuss that tonight on I Am Athlete tonight, channel 82 on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM. I have always poo-pooed it because if I shoot my shot at a supermodel and she turns me down, who cares that I shot my shot and she turned me down? Now, if I shot my shot and she accepted my offer for a date and we go out on a date and I get a kiss at the end of the night, I'll tell the world. But right. I'm not like you're at a bar, old school, how we used to operate. You're at a bar, you're at a club, and you approach a girl and you get shot down. It's gonna happen. I'm shoot though. You keep shooting. Right. Now, but it's embarrassing when it happens. I'm not going to rub the Dolphins' nose in the embarrassment. Yes, the Dolphins have been shooting their shot at Sean Payton for over a decade and failed. The Dolphins have been shooting their shot at Tom Brady since he left New England and keep failing. I'm going to tell them, keep shooting, shooter. And hope maybe you land, but this.
Well, but they have landed it before. That's my point, that even if it sounds great, it still may not end up working. We traded
not this ownership group, Huizenga. We gotta,
brother. It doesn't matter who it is. We traded for Hugh Green and he blew out his knee, and we thought we were going to see the greatest linebacker forever. Pat Riley trades for Dan Marley and he blows out his back. Pat Riley builds up this monster team in the offseason, and Zoe goes with a kidney ailment, and it kind of sidelined everything. My point is, even if you would have landed Brady with our luck, that's the year he gets old on you. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I really do believe. See, I think this is more of a break. Nobody has told me this. Brady was locked up in Tampa Bay. It would have been tampering.
Right, yeah.
Not that the Dolphins aren't
and you would have to give up your ass to acquire him anyways.
Exactly. But I mean, Brady's going to go where Brady wants to go. Tampa Bay isn't going to stop him. Let's not act like Brady doesn't have the power.
I know, but they would still have the leverage on the compensation, and that's really the bottom line.
Brady could. I think this has more to do with Brady and being a part owner of the Miami Dolphins than Brady being a player for the Miami.
I agree with that, by the way. I agree with that.
I don't, because this is during the period where Brady retired.
Right.
So now. Then he decides he wants to play, whatever. I think this is the last year Brady. I think he's done. So even if he did come here, I wouldn't be super hyped up and excited, but it'd be great. But then that means you basically stepped out on tour again. Now I would step out
in a very small window. It's one shot and then you're done.
Yeah, I don't even like that shot. I'm good. I'm good. I'm not. Now Sean Payton and Brady, maybe, but come on. We in the NFL know Sean Payton's had been battling burnout for like the last 3 years. He finally had enough. He needs to recharge his battery, go make some TV money, then determine whether or not he wants to coach again. I don't want a guy coming off burnout coming here and doing a Bill Parcells. I don't want that.
Right. No, I'm with you. That's why it just becomes a big waste of time, because in the end, we have nothing to show for it because it never really happened.
I mean, but you shot your shot at a supermodel, baby.
That's fine. Right. I don't have a problem with that. And they've shot the shot and landed the Sabans of the world and the Ndamukong Suhs and all that stuff. And in the end, none of that stuff worked, man. This is why I almost feel like this is definitely going to work, because McDaniel wasn't your first option, and apparently Tua is not your first option. So now the guys that weren't the first options are the guys that are taking over.
Listen, Tua was the first option 2 years ago. So let's.
Well, no, but I mean, apparently the owner wanted to try to make ruffle some stuff up. So he wanted to.
Let's not say what the owner wanted to do. We just know that the owner will go to no lengths and follows no rules.
Goes to every length.
Goes to every length. We'll stop at no length and we'll break every rule to get what he wants. Unfortunately, he's not very successful at it, and he's not very successful at hiding his tampering and his tanking and his he's kind of a little sloppy at it.
Yeah. He it's a good thing for the owner, Stephen Ross, that he never chose to be a criminal, because there's no doubt his ass would have been in jail right away. He would have been a terrible criminal. He would have. Stephen Ross would have sucked as a criminal. He would have been over and over again.
Can't your inner circle shut their mouth?
It's like he would have a rap sheet longer than.
He better build everything by the book in all of his construction deals, because, goodness gracious, he get every time. I mean, I think somebody has it in for him, and I know people who do have it in for him. So. He's got to walk a very straight line, because there are a lot of people who want to try to force him to sell this team.
Amen to that. All right, what are you working on the Sentinel, my friend, so people can check you out?
I actually don't know. I'm gonna give one more column before I go on vacation. What that is, I don't know. I'm taking suggestions if you'd like to offer something. But go on vacation and disappear from the world. Not you, of course.
Okay.
The checks keep coming.
I got an idea for you.
What's that?
The Mike McDaniel Center. Who's it been in every stop? How important has that person been to his success in running the offense and the run game?
By
obviously, they went out of their way to go get a guy to then convert him to center. So he must have seen something, or somebody there saw something. Frank,
I think it's more about getting your top 5 guys on the line, however you can get it. By the way, use this yesterday. Going to use it today.
You're already feeling something. You are already on your knee.
Hold
really?
on.
I thought it was 3 days. He said that you would start. Yeah, Sean's already feeling something for his knee.
Here's my thing.
I got you your stuff, and I got Sean the same day, and I was Mr. Delivery guy for both of you.
I took a massage. I told you about the massage. We discussed it Wednesday. I cheated on my girl Tina, and so the day I was really battling with it, I was super sore. Maybe because of the massage. And then maybe the soreness is subsiding, but
let's wait till Monday. Let's wait till Monday. If you've used it over the weekend and all that, let's see. Because Sean says he's already feeling it too, so that's actually good. I know, because it helps my wife's knee when it rains or it's cold. She's been using it, and it helps her a little bit too. So for those of you that don't know, we're talking about redrecovery.com. Which is the hat that I'm using to regrow my hair. But the red light therapy helps for pain, for recovery when you're working out and all of that. Go to redrecovery.com.
Yeah. And I'm in a massive workout program right now. I Am Athlete. We're actually working out before we do our radio shows. It's much like Brandon's created an environment that's much like an NFL locker room. So before we do the radio show, we got to work out.
Okay.
So
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say Big O's got the same thing here, Omar.
Yeah,
got the same thing.
Yeah. We work out with some chicken fingers. We work out.
Hit the buffet and do the curls.
That's it. That's what it's all about. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly, and of course catch him twice a week here. And man, if you're looking to expand your home, add an addition, build a wall, whatever you want to do, you call EJD Construction, not a handyman. We're talking about real construction projects. You want to modernize that kitchen. You want to create a killer man cave, EJD Construction.
Yeah, he's helped me on my kitchen, and in fact, he gave me some guidance on my pantry, which I'm getting built right now.
There you go. So EJDconstruction.com. They'll get it done for you, as always. What are you going to say there, Sean?
How's the gardening going? Omar?
I've given up on the gardening. I do probably need to talk to your lawn guy. I've quit gardening. The sun is too high. I don't have the time. I'm just gonna plant flowering plants right now. So,
Well, we will hook you up with our landscapers. They will definitely help you out, bro. They're good people, really good people. So we're working on that. All right, at Omar Kelly, catch his work at the Sun Sentinel. Subscribe. Have a great weekend, my friend. We will catch up next week.
All right, Vika.
You got it. There you go. The great Omar Kelly.
You've been listening to the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins Report with Omar Kelly. For additions, home remodeling, or custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDconstruction.com is the custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843. With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help. When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Caneswear. Go to Caneswear.com, where all orders over $99 get free shipping. Sloman's Total Home Security. Protect your home with the best in the business. 1-800-ALARM-ME for the company serving America for nearly 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com. Licensed roofing contractor. 100% financing is available. Go to Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com.
When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
We're back, baby. Hour number 3, and we're out here at Tortugas in Flagler Beach, just north of Daytona. And another great sponsor of ours is Essential Moving Experts. Sean Williams is here. Sean, let's put him up. We got the extra camera. Let's give him the mic. Grab that mic there, Sean. How you doing, man? Essential Moving Experts. There we go. How you feeling, Sean? You feeling good?
Feeling good. Where's a good spot? Right here?
Right there, man. Right there, because the camera's mobile, so we can put you up. Put the mic a little closer to you.
That?
There you go. So Essential Moving Experts, one of our great sponsors. Sean is in Daytona. That's where the main offices are. Now, that doesn't mean they can move you from Atlanta to Mississippi if you need it, or California to Florida, or whatever it is. So EssentialMovingExperts.com, $150 off if you mention Big O. And Sean, man, thank you for being a supporter of the show for a long time. And then now, stepping up and becoming one of our sponsors. We really appreciate you.
Yeah,
man.
huge fan of the show.
Thank you.
I don't know how happy my wife is about it, because, as soon as I get home from work, first thing I'm doing is watching the rerun of the show all day. So she, when she found out I was sponsoring and coming up here, she was like, are you going to fangirl out? I'm like, maybe a little bit. I'll try not to, So it's all good. But happy to be a sponsor for sure. And if you need to move, we can get it done. Doesn't matter where it is. So.
The impressive, you got 1,600 happy customers, so
Right.
you got people talking about it and
Right.
and happy with the job you guys are doing, which it's hard to get those reviews, so you're getting them, which is good.
Right. 5 stars. That's our goal. We want to keep it 5 stars, attempt to make everybody happy. So the good thing about being, a smaller company and having a maneuverability is, I can do things that the big corporate companies can't do to make the customer happy, and get them a more affordable price too. So
that's kind of what we do on this platform.
Exactly what you're doing, just in a different
Yeah,
industry.
you can go to radio and overpay a ton, or you can get on here, pay a lot less. And we had 90,000 downloads yesterday. That's something that I'm sure nobody did locally anywhere in South Florida even come close. So, that's exactly the idea. You know why? We don't have the antenna. We don't have the vans. We don't carry the insurance. So there's a lot of things that these corporate people do that we don't have to do, and probably
exactly like 2 men in a truck. They're a franchise. So you have to follow their franchise pay. You have to follow their franchise structure. So if you go over an hour, and you have to charge you the hour. If you go over an hour or two with me on my move, I'm just going to give it to you. My guys get paid daily. They don't get paid hourly. So it's something that I'm flexible and able to do. Whereas any local company, the 2 minute truck, Call Chunks, any of those guys are not really going to have the ability to do, because they're following a corporate structure, like you said.
Yeah, Sean Williams, by the way, from Essential Moving Experts. And again,
diehard Dolphins fan.
Thank you. Yes. You go to the website, you'll see it. It's all in Dolphins colors right there. And what you were just mentioning, no surprise charges.
That's right.
When you guys quote the rate, that's the rate, and it ends right there.
That's correct. So we do flat rates, and what we quote you at, what you sign on your estimate is what you're getting. No surprises, no additional, no hidden fees. And I think that's why we're keeping the reputation doing. And I got great guys. I have my foreman's a 3rd-generation mover. His dad's a diamond mover with United Van Line. So he grew up. I remember being a kid watching him come home from these big moving jobs in New York, and he's like 14 on the truck with his dad learning on how to move. So he's been doing it since he was a kid. He's great. They do a really good job.
Good stuff there. And of course, go to essentialmovingexperts.com. How long you been at it already?
So 5 years now total that I've been doing it. And I have a lot of different options. So I've actually built a network of carriers throughout the country now that are also highly rated, highly reputable, that I built relationships with, and I actually have agreements with. So if there's something that I can't fulfill myself in an area, even if you're moving from California to Colorado, I can get it done, and I have people that I can essentially refer to my customers. So that way, even if I can't fulfill the move with my customer, I know they're in good hands. So building that relationship over the years has really been helpful also.
Yeah, and you guys also do storage too.
That's correct.
What is it, up to a month at least, right?
Yeah, we do 30 days for free, and then any additional time after that, we're more competitive with all local storage. So we'll usually be cheaper than your mom and pop storage shop. So right here in Daytona Beach is our main storage. We also have one in New York, and then I'm actually working on getting one down south too, because we're doing a lot of moves like the Keys and South Florida and Fort Lauderdale. So I'm trying to get a 3rd storage down in that location as well, since we're doing so much work down there.
Yeah. Now, whether you agree or disagree, this has nothing to do. I don't want to get too much into politics or anything. As you all know, I don't care about Dems or Republicans. I'm not on either side. Okay. And I could agree and disagree with DeSantis.
Yep.
All right. But I got to say, he's been good for you.
He's been great for us, yes.
Because the one thing DeSantis has done, he's kept Florida open. And by keeping Florida open, people have moved left and right here.
Yep.
You can sell your home now in Florida within seconds.
Yep.
Cash buyers are all over, and businesses are moving like crazy to Florida and to Texas.
It's our number 1 long-distance moving destination in the country is Florida right now. Our number 1, about 60% going to Florida, and then you have
crazy, dude.
Our number 1 pickup is California. Our number 1.
Oh yeah, they're losing people. Yeah, well, that place is a disaster.
Yeah.
The way they run that place.
It's nice to visit, but I couldn't imagine.
Get the hell out.
Go
bro.
for a little and get out of there. When I go to the LA game this year, I'll visit it for maybe 4 or 5 days, and I'm come
And that's
Jam
the
back
shame, dude, because
Yeah.
it's a blast hanging
It
out in
is.
Southern Cal.
So good.
Right? You go
San
for,
Diego, Pacific Beach,
dude. Yeah.
even LA, all that.
Yeah, man.
so
What's that? What's the name of the beach where the Muscle Beach and all that stuff? Venice.
Venice. Yeah.
You go to hang out in Venice
Yep.
is so cool. Walking up and down Venice and all that. It's such a great place to hang out, but I wouldn't want to live there
No.
for nothing in the world, man. It is crazy, man. So I would imagine that in your business, DeSantis has been a godsend for you.
Yeah, he's
guys,
been
because-
amazing. And even when COVID hit, my office is essentially a lot of it is like a call center, and we have employees there on the phone, working with customers, because to drive to Ohio to do an in-home estimate, so we're doing a lot of stuff over the phone and remotely. And the office places we were in were all shutting down. They weren't letting people work, so we had to get actually a letter from DeSantis saying that we were an essential, which is where the name came from, employee, and we're allowed to continue to work. And I tell you what, the process it was scary at first, not knowing what was going to happen, but it was very easy, and we were able to stay in business because it was.
So what do they do? They video the stuff that they want to send, and then you get to see it, and then you say, okay, this is what.
So we can do everything remotely over the phone. So especially with COVID, it was great when people were scared to have people come in the house or they're far away. We could do everything over the phone. We have a great software that we use, CRM software, that puts everything in there. And calculates exactly what your cubic footage, how much space you're going to take up on the truck, and then we can send everything over digitally, and it makes it super easy for the customers to, not have to. Well, now that it's all kind of passed, it's not as big of a deal anymore. But it was great then because it was kind of a new innovative thing that a lot of companies weren't doing. So,
all right. So you pumped up about the season, my brother?
I'm so pumped. This is probably the most excited I've been ever. You got to.
Well, you're young. Yeah.
You got to think I'm so young that.
You're young.
There's the Dolphins fans, and then there's the diehard Dolphins fans. There's the Dolphins fans that, you ask them to name 10 players on the team, and they probably can, name 3 or 4. Right. Then there's us who can tell
sickos,
you the 53, what college they were drafted from, who their wife is, all the things. Van Kinkel just had a baby, all that. So I've been that guy for like the last 5 years. So I haven't experienced. It was right around the time when we went to the playoffs in 2016 against Pittsburgh. So since then, it's just been, Gase and then Flores and then Hope and then nothing. So this is definitely the most excited I've been about a team for sure. But, got to see him hit first. Got to see him do it.
I love the vibe right now.
I love it too. Yeah. If nothing else, the vibe is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
That alone, just the energy, seeing Tua with this little spunk, whatever you want to call it. I mean, that enough for me makes me feel good about everything else. Obviously they have to put it on the field, but
yeah, if you treat your employees like shit every day, you're not going to get much out of them, right?
That's it. And
McDaniel looks like he communicates and he treats people in the right way, and I think he is going to give himself a chance to succeed now.
Yeah, I definitely think all the opportunities there. Just put it on the field, and I think we're gonna have a good season. I'm really excited. I got season tickets. So, I usually base how well we do on how many games I go to, but I plan on being at a lot of games this year. So, especially that Pittsburgh game, Brian Flores, prime time Sunday night. Definitely think I'll be at that game.
So there you go. You see, so if you need to move, now you see the Sean Williams passion right there for EssentialMovingExperts.com. 844-368-5750. That's 844-368-5750. If you need to move your home, you need to move your office, from office to office, home to home, city to city, county to county, state to state, whatever it is, EssentialMovingExperts.com, and support the great people that support our program, man. That's the way we all grow.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
That's it. That's right. Like and subscribe. Sean, I appreciate you.
I
my
appreciate
brother, man.
you guys, and I'll continue watching, and we're gonna keep it rocking.
That's right.
Thanks
and keep growing together, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, give me a break. Give me 1 minute. We'll be back right here on the Big O Radio Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. Sports Grill on Bird Road, Miami Lakes, and their newest location in Doral is now hiring. If you're looking to join a great company and South Florida institution, give them a ring or drop an email. Sports Grill is hiring all kinds of positions from hostess to servers, bartenders, or join the kitchen staff to craft some great food for their amazing customers. Please send your resume to m.cruz@sportsgrillmiami.com or call 305-219-5726. That's 305-219-5726. Sports Grill. Good food, good drink, good friends. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
We thank Sean Williams for joining us. Excellent job by him. Don't forget, you can reach out to us on the Welt and Rayom text line, 954-966-4646. I'm sorry, that's actually the Welt and Rayom phone to call them if you're looking for a great law firm, 954-966-4646. But our Welt and Rayom text line is 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Tell me that Sean isn't just, he's a Sean. That's it. That's all you need to know. Sean's are just cool. So great job by Sean Williams from Essential Moving Experts.
And he even spells his name the right way.
That's right. That's right. He does. John Padilla says, super pumped about this season. Really believe 10-plus wins looking at the schedule. I'm looking at 10-plus wins, schedule or no schedule. And don't forget to hit the like button as the greater good. Always looking out for the show. We appreciate you. Let's see. Sounds great. I will also attend the game for sure. And yeah, hit him up. Oh, okay. That must be something else.
What do we have here? You got a whole bunch of stuff and folks chatting left and right there. Did you see Deshaun Watson put his Twitter account on private? I mean, it's you got about 1.5 million followers. Twitter is for interacting with people, communicating, all of those things. Now he has gone out. He has put his Twitter account private. Boy, I wonder why. I mean, nothing was getting to him, right? I mean, he's going to rise above it. That's the thing. What happens when you have entitlement and you get away with things? And this is your fault. This is my fault. This is our society's fault. We create the Deshaun Watsons of the world because we allow them to get away with things because of their athletic abilities. And because you can get away with it in high school and skip class and not do your homework and all that stuff, and somebody does it for you because the coach has talked to the teacher and the teacher looks the other way and the coach gets somebody else and whatever, and you pass and you move on to the next level and somebody else is there to cater and coddle and hide all of your mistakes and any faults that you have, and we create that monster. And then they get to the pros, and then there's the enablers like the Houston Texans, who, by the way, now, I don't know if you saw this, the Texans are now being added to the lawsuit because of Jenny Ventress's article in the New York Times, she is a fantastic reporter, and she broke the story of 66 and how the Texans were supplying the NDAs, the place to have the massage and all that kind of stuff. So they were also at the same time feeding the monster. And that's, we're all like that. And we're all guilty. And it's not because you're the one that created the NDA, but you're the one that wants to sign Ray Rice, even though he did what he did to his fiance girlfriend at that time, then became wife for other purposes. But anyway, and that's the problem. Deshaun Watson can allegedly sexually assault women, and fans want to trade for him. Owners want to trade for him. So what do you think it makes that person feel? They feel like they're above the law. They're Nico Toscani. And that's exactly what's gone on with Deshaun Watson, the NFL for many years, and now Houston is involved in all of this. And this story gets worse and worse and worse by the day. And the Texans thought they were free of this. Now they're not. Now they have gotten sucked right back in again. They got their draft picks. They unloaded the guy. That's fine. That was successful. But now you were exposed that you were basically enabling an alleged sexual offender. And this is all of our faults. All of us create this environment that allows them, whether they're entertainers, whether they're politicians, whether they're athletes, people of power, when we allow them to abuse their power because we are entertained by something that they do, we create these kind of devils. And it happens all over the place. Ugly story, getting uglier and uglier by the day. And I am just so grateful as a Dolphins fan that the Miami Dolphins did not make this mistake. Okay? That's for sure. All right. If you want to get in, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Last night, the Lightning, they defeated the Rangers 3-1. The Lightning have taken a 3-2 lead in this best-of-7 series. Remember, they were down 2-0. Then they went back to Tampa, won the 2 games to tie it up, went to New York last night and won 3-1. Vasilevsky with 24 saves, which really is not a lot, actually. Kucherov, by the way, had an assist in that game. And after the game, a pretty disgusting video was posted by a gentleman by the name of Scott Kaplan. Posted this video, and it shows a Lightning fan who was celebrating and a Rangers fan who, out of nowhere, walking in front of him, just turned around and cold cocked him, and it was a sucker punch and flat out knocked him out. I still don't know what happened to that man. I don't know if they've updated it. Here is the video of what happened last night in MSG after the Lightning defeated the Rangers 3-2.
You don't know what's up. Oh no!
Yo, he fucked them up.
And you really, overall, we really don't know what happened to the guy, but he got completely knocked out. You know, his head hit the floor too, the back of his head. And then, you know, there were a lot of decent people that stayed back to help out the man. This is sports, dude. Let's have some fun. Let people talk. And there seemed to be nothing disrespectful going on there. I just don't really understand that behavior, to be honest with you. I hope they do catch up to that person and he's charged with a crime, because they did. Because as you watch the video, they point at the guy with the red shirt. I don't know if they ever caught up to him. I don't know what happened to the guy. I think Sean is trying to search for it now, but I mean, that's as disgusting and despicable as it gets. Okay. What do you got?
All right, I found somebody with a check mark. Ryan Field, ABC.
Okay.
A horrific scene last night at the Garden. 29-year-old Rangers fan James Anastasio of Staten Island also punched another man in the face on his way out of MSG. Anastasio was arrested and charged 2 counts of assault, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and 2 counts of harassment.
All right, not enough. Whatever is there is probably just going to be a slap in the hand for that guy. But that guy deserves to serve some jail time, because that's disgusting. I mean, you could seriously injure somebody permanently like that. What if he falls back and he hits his head against the steel railing or something, and the guy becomes a vegetable or something after that?
Another report, injured person eventually got up and refused medical attention.
He was probably drunk off his ass, too.
Yeah. But, again, that's coming out of there as well.
And
not saying
guy,
this morning he's not injured, but he left.
And he's probably concussed and everything. You know what I mean? Because you got knocked out and then your head slams on the ground. You've got to be concussed, bro.
And there ain't no give on that floor.
No, there ain't no give on that floor. But that is just sad, man. I mean, a great performance by the Lightning last night. Just an amazing feat by them to do what they've done. And now they're 1 game away from winning it all. They go back to Tampa now, and maybe I'll get my wish, which was Tampa. Now that I saw that Ranger fan do that, I definitely want the Rangers to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no part of me that wants the Rangers to win at all. I wanted Tampa anyways, because I think Tampa, Colorado, if Tampa could win their 3rd straight Stanley Cup and to do it against that Avalanche team, that would be freaking awesome and impressive to see. You know what I mean?
And the game was a tight game. It
was a good game.
The open net made it 3-1, but there was a fight at the end of the game as well.
Yep.
Stamkos, the whole action, basically everybody on the ice went at it, and then now you see the stories of what happened afterwards as well.
It's disgusting, dude. Disgusting. I is Cam yet? No, not yet, right? Now that's disgusting. I got a more disgusting story for you guys. How about that? I do my homework here, okay? I can get one disgusting story and then top it with another disgusting story. How about that? How about that? That's a lot of disgusting stories. Okay, I got a job for you that nobody would ever want, okay? You wouldn't want this job. I wouldn't want this job. Nobody would want this job. Do you know that there is somebody that follows Putin around to collect his crap? Journalists found indirect evidence about the work done by special bodyguard back in 2019 when Putin visited Saudi Arabia. The person accompanied Putin on bathroom visits during a visit to France. The report suggests the agent collects the excrement, turds, of the Russian leader in special bags, which are then packed into briefcases and dispatched to Russia. This is done presumably so nobody can get information about Putin's health. Over the past couple months, there have been allegations that Putin has cancer. They say stomach cancer. In late April, they just said cancer. I added the stomach cancer. In late April, the UK newspaper The Sun wrote that Putin is soon to undergo surgery to treat an oncological condition, citing an anonymous Kremlin-adjacent oligarch. Whatever. But according to former MI6 officer Christopher Steele, Putin is indeed seriously ill, but the nature of his condition is unclear. Can you imagine being the dude that has to follow Putin around to collect his dump? I don't know. What do? Do you scoop? Do you go back into the toilet and scoop the turd? Well, what about if he's having like a little diarrhea action? I mean, think about that job. That is the most thankless. And plus, you know he's going to kill you after. Right? It is a crappy job. But can you imagine having that? That's got to be the worst job in the world. What do you do for a living? I follow Putin around and pick up his shit. Huh? What? You mean like those dudes in Disney that are following the elephants around and the horses as they dump and they're like, shh, 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 you know, like scooping it up? You seen those guys at Disney? Right?
Yeah. No. I'm saying. But a lot of people deal with Putin shit. I mean,
that's true.
At least this person's getting paid for it, maybe.
Right now, we're
actually.
Right now, we're dealing with Putin shit right now.
They're getting paid good.
Our gas prices, half of Europe. I don't know if you guys know this. Half of Europe depends on wheat from Ukraine. So they're putting up with Putin's shit. Putin is shitting all over us. That guy's going to have endless bags to pick up. I mean, that's a job right there. Holy moly. How do you get hired? How do you apply for that job?
You get paid by the pound?
I don't know. That's a good question. Do I get paid by the ounce, by the pound, by the turd? You know,
what measurement do you use in Russian? I mean,
I don't know. How are they burning off all this stuff or destroying Putin's crap? Are they building a mountain for Putin's crap? Telling you.
The statue for Putin. This is where it's all going to be.
Or is that the gas he is selling to the world? Coming right out of his ass. All right.
Got good shit, apparently.
There you go. He's got great shit. High octane. All right. Time to talk to Cameron Wolf. What a segue. We go to the KSDT CPA, Miami Dolphin, and NFL report.
We unleash the Wolf Pack as we get the latest in the NFL and the Miami Dolphins with our KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL Network insider Cameron Wolf. KSDT is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370. Here's NFL insider Cameron Wolf.
John Padilla says, not enjoying my morning beer after that Putin news. Did you hear what I was talking about there, Cam? There's actually a dude that's hired to follow Putin around and collect all his crap.
Shit. Yeah, I didn't hear much of the context. I just heard you talking about Putin and shit, and I was like, "What the hell am I coming into?"
Yes. You're coming into a lot of shit. That's what's going on.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Can you get? Yes, it won't be the first time. Can you imagine having that job? I mean,
No.
you're dead after.
I cannot imagine having that job.
And you're dead after that, right? Because he's going to kill you after that. Like he's going to put you away in jail or something after that. It's like that's got to be the worst job in the world, bro.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably pretty high on the list.
Oh, man. All right. So, what are you looking into on this story with Breeze and not Breeze with Peyton and Brady being asked and all that? For me, it's fun fodder, but it's stuff that really never happens. So I don't know how to, I don't know why to waste my time with stuff like this. But how do you view it?
No, I think it's interesting, right? Because everything involving Tom Brady is interesting. But the fact that it didn't happen, I don't know how close it truly got to happening. I had heard like early on in the process, the Dolphins were interested in bringing him in as an executive. I didn't know a ton about the player stuff, but it's also kind of like, hey, I want Patrick Mahomes to be my quarterback. Okay, he's a Kansas City Chief, so like he's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. I don't know the logistics of how they would have truly convinced that team to make it work. I think Bruce Arians joked at the combine that it would take 5 or 6 first-round picks for him to even get in a conversation for Tom Brady. So the Dolphins don't have that many first-round picks. I just don't know if it ever truly, the logistics of it truly would have happened. But, I think it's fun. I think it creates another storyline next offseason because Tom Brady is going to be a free agent after the season. So does he retire and become part of Dolphins ownership or an executive? Does he try to play one more year for the Dolphins if Tua doesn't work? I think these are all interesting storylines, but because it didn't happen this year, I think it's more of a 2023 thing. So honestly, I'm not doing a lot of, backlegging homework to try to figure out how close and what and who, because a lot of those things just had so many strings attached that it made sense it didn't happen.
By the way, if Tua balls out, obviously it won't even be a discussion for player. But if he does come in for ownership purposes, how does Dan Marino feel about something like that?
I don't think that Dan honestly, and I don't know Dan super well, but knowing what I know about Dan, I don't know if Dan wants the work that comes with ownership or being a president. Dan wants to show up at the office when he wants to show up at the office, hang out at practice. Dan Marino doesn't have to do anything, doesn't have to please anybody. So I don't know that he would be bothered much about Tom Brady being in here. So I don't view that at all as a factor. Tom wants to work. Some of these other guys want to work and prove something after their career. Dan has nothing left to prove.
I want to congratulate you because you've been here a short time, my man. You have not been in South Florida for a long time. And I've been saying this for years. When he tried to do the GM thing and he quit within hours, Dan Marino has, I think Dan did it almost out of pressure from fan base and others and all that. That guy has no intention on walking in at 7 a.m. and checking out, 100 DBs on film and trying to break it down or, going out to scout this player or that player. He has no intentions on trying to make trades or any of that. And I know that a lot of the people in the Dolphin Nation have wanted him to be some kind of a, football savant for them.
Right.
He doesn't want to put in the time for coaching or for general manager. It's just that's not in him. He doesn't want to do something like that. He's made his life already. He doesn't need any anymore. You know what I mean?
And let's be real. If I was Dan Marino, I wouldn't want to do shit either. If I made as much money, did as much as my career, I would let my money work for me, have my investments flowing, do my sponsorships, everything I need to do in that realm, and I would play golf every day. That's what I would do if I was Dan Marino. He's going to practice a lot more than I would go to practice if I was Dan Marino. So I don't view any issues with him, with president, ownership. I think if he wanted those things, he probably would have already kind of went along that venture.
Exactly. And I think Brady is he seems to be like one of those guys that lives, eats and breathes football. So he might be the kind of guy that really loves to do this kind of stuff actually on a daily basis. He might be that guy. You know what I'm saying? You never know. All right. A ugly situation that I'm so glad the Dolphins are not a part of is getting uglier, bro. Deshaun Watson now has shut down his Twitter account. He made it private all of a sudden. And now the Texans are going to be included in these lawsuits now with the Jenny Ventra story coming out and exposing how they were kind of facilitators of some of this stuff. How much uglier is this story going to get, dude?
I mean, it could get a lot uglier, honestly. I mean, the dude, like, first of all, if anybody hasn't read that story from Jenny, you should read it. The New York Times story. It was excellent. Excellent reporting. A lot of stuff, a lot of new stuff, a lot of more details that honestly the Cleveland Browns should have probably did more homework and figured that out before they, traded him and gave him $230 million guaranteed. But they've got to live with it now. They made their bet going to get a franchise change at quarterback, and they got to live with all the PR mess that comes after it. But I mean, if what Jenny's reporting is correct, with 66 different masseuses that he had gone to over an 18-month period, then who's to know that the number ends at 24? There's at least up to 66 that clearly there could be something. So I don't know if this is going to end. If it's going to get worse.
Of courage. It's a matter of courage for some of these women, man.
Right. And the reality is, like, the NFL hasn't made a decision on suspension yet. Like, listening to what we're hearing and seeing some of these things come up, you got to imagine at minimum he's getting suspended. But it seems like every case that goes on, it probably increases the amount he's going to get suspended, because whether you like it or not, the NFL is shown that based off the reaction they get on some of these things, that often dictates the punishment they get. So, if it calmed down like it did before some of these more recent cases, then maybe he would have only got 2 games, 3 games. But now, maybe it's 4, maybe it's 6, maybe it's half a season. I see some people speculating it might be a whole season. So I think there's a lot of elements that come in that, and this may not be the end. So I'm glad for the alleged victim standpoint that it's not going away as a story. But boy, I would not want to be Watson. I would not want to be in Watson's camp, and I definitely wouldn't want to be a Cleveland Brown fan this summer, kind of when everything about this team, which, by the way, they're actually a good football team that probably is a contender to win their division, but all the talk is going to be on Watson and those lawsuits.
Here's my prediction on the suspension. Are you ready? Indefinite. The NFL is going to learn their lesson now, and they're going to go, we can't give them 4 games. That still might linger. We can't give them 8. It still might be around. They're going to go indefinite until everything is resolved. I think that's what's going to end up happening, because it's the only way you get out of the mess if you're the league.
Right.
Is by saying, hey, we're done with you until you resolve your personal issues. You are not going to drag this league into this again, because now you've dragged in the Texans now.
Right.
So now it becomes an even deeper problem now, because now your investigation, now the scope of your investigation now has to open up to the Texans.
Yeah, the commissioner exempt list is actually not a bad idea for that. So, yeah, I mean, this is just getting started.
Exactly.
I don't think this is getting settled by the season. So the NFL is going to have a decision, because these civil cases don't seem to be getting ready to get settled. Like you said, the Texans are getting looped into this. So this is not going to be something that's probably done by September. So the league is going to have to make a decision to let him play. Because technically last year, people forget, he was eligible to play for the Texans. He was not suspended. So he chose not to play, and he was inactive, but he got paid. So this year, obviously, if he's eligible, he's going to want to play. So it's going to force the NFL to make a decision before the season. Do they put him on the exempt list? Do they suspend him before all the civil cases are done? Not an easy decision overall, but I think it's going to be a worse look if he's out there week 1, like nothing happened.
All right, so this is a league that has every resource in the world. They have all the money and all the power. So Cam, and listen, I wasn't born yesterday. So are they terrible at investigations? Because every time you tell me, I can point at so many different examples over the years of how poorly they investigated this player or that player, because something still came up, something still ended up happening. And when you tell me, oh, no, we vetted everything with Deshaun Watson, no, you didn't. So with a team that with all the resources, there are former FBI people that work in this league. Mm-hmm. So come on, dude. So is it half-ass investigating? Is it almost like as cynical as we feel the Ray Rice thing was? Like they knew the video was there, but they thought it wasn't going to get out, so they thought they would get away with a 2-game suspension, and oops, we were surprised by the video. Oh, now he's suspended for the year. A lot of people think that video, they knew about it, but they thought it wasn't going to get out. So what is it about it? Are they the gang that can't shoot straight, or are they the gang that doesn't want to shoot straight?
I don't know everything about the Browns investigation, but I think back to kind of a scouting phrase that I hear. That's what I'm saying. I think back to a scouting phrase I hear all the time. If Hannibal Lecter ran a 4.2, they just say he had an eating disorder. And I think that's probably the reality of the situation. Deshaun Watson's a top 5, top 7 quarterback who's in his prime, 25, 26 years old. They probably said, yeah, he didn't do things right. He's not a great dude, but you know what? How often do we get a chance to get a franchise quarterback? And so, like I said, I don't know everything about the organization, but kind of knowing what I know and knowing what we see, it's probably a situation where they did some homework and they were like, we're willing to take our bet. We're willing to take our bet that this guy's going to change our franchise and we'll deal with this as it comes along, and hopefully he doesn't do it again. And to me, that's what it sounds like. And, they're taking their lumps now.
Yeah, because you got Jamarcus Russell, doing the purple drank all the time and all this, and you still give him that big ass contract. Michael Vick's killing dogs. You don't know anything about it. Aaron Hernandez is killing people in his off time. You have no idea what's going on. It's just, you can't be that bad. You can't be that incompetent. You can't be that stupid. You can't be that naive. You've got to know a lot more than we do. And it happens. And bro, the examples are endless of just stuff that's gone on, and they either knew or didn't know or swept it under the rug or whatever it is. But it's just so weird how it always happens for so long, and yet it ends up blowing up in their faces a lot of times.
And I know a lot of security people.
Wait a minute. You got frozen there. You know a lot of security people. What?
I know a lot of security people in the league. And so, I know people who are, from 4 or 5 different teams who follow me on social media. And so I know that they always have their P's and Q's on of what's going on. So if they're following me and watching my Instagram stories, they know what's going on with Watson and where he is and have people in the street. So I do not.
Oh, shoot. You broke up again. On there.
People were just incompetent in their jobs. I think a lot of times you prevent and they do with it what they wish. It's kind of like, the doctor, we go back to Drew Brees. Doctors tell him, hey, Drew Brees, we think his shoulder is not clear. And, you make a decision off that. Another team thinks something different and they make the decision off that. So I think that's the same way with these security teams. They might say, hey, there's going to be some other women out there that he's done stuff to. What do you want to do? And the team might be like, good to know. We're willing to take that chance. And so I think a lot of times that's what you see in these situations.
I'll give you a great story. Several years back, I'm at the Combine hanging out with one of my scouts, and I'm talking to him about Ray Malaluga. Dolphins needed a linebacker. He's coming out of USC, and at that moment, it was Cushing with the steroids. This guy, Malaluga, and they had another linebacker there. They had 3 or 4 guys that were really good.
Taylor Mays was coming out that year, too.
Taylor Mays, well, he was a safety. But there was another linebacker. Anyways, they had 3 linebackers that were really good. And so I go to him. So tell me about Ray Malaluga. And he goes, no, hell of a player. Only problem is he's a functioning alcoholic. And so all right, so I'm just a schmuck, big mouth radio guy that I know people in the league, right, and they'll tell me stuff. So he's telling me he's a functioning alcoholic. And sure enough, Ray Malaluga had alcohol issues, still has them probably to this day, unfortunately. And he had them with the Dolphins and everything. And so it shows you that he never, he told me stories about him getting a car and running over parking meters one night, that he was drunk and just ran over a bunch of parking meters and stuff like that. He told me stories about Ray Malaluga. And I'm like, and then he goes and gets drafted in the first round by the Bengals. And in those days, the Bengals had Henry and a whole bunch of other guys that they took. The Georgia guy that was a really talented guy on the line, and he also was, they drafted all kinds of, people that were questionable. And it's funny because when I tell you this, it's not like they don't know. They know. They know some of these things.
Right.
Think about it. This guy's telling me, yeah, no, we're not going to touch him because he's a functioning alcoholic. So you're going to tell me the Bengals didn't know he was a functioning alcoholic? Right?
Yeah. Well, for the Bengals case in particular, sorry, I'm eating a sandwich here on the middle of my golf break, talking with you, eating a sandwich. But the Bengals have the smallest scouting department in the league. So for them in particular, when they don't know stuff, that might actually be them not doing their homework because they have a small scouting department. But for overall, they're cheap. That's the historical conversation with the Bengals.
You're right.
But overall, like I said, I think that a lot of these things, what are you willing to live with? What are you willing to live with? Like, I hear stuff about prospects in the pre-draft process where I'll talk to scouts and they'll say, hey, we heard about this dude did this, and we put him off our board on that. And so another team may or may not have heard that, but some teams have different levels of what you take a guy off their board for. You're looking at a situation where, hey, guys may have like issues smoking weed, right? Because that was the issue with Tyrann Mathieu. He had got a bunch of stuff smoking weed, and so I knew guys who had taken him off their draft board because of that. And we look at this 10 years later, and we're like, oh man, it's stupid to take him off your draft board because look at him. He's been cleaning the league. He's been excellent. But if he would have gotten the league and got suspended and he was Josh Gordon, everybody would have been like, oh, you should have known. You should have known. He was smoking weed and get suspended in college. What did you think was going to happen? So all these things are not like black and white, but that's why I think you see teams being selective on what they are willing to deal with and what they're not.
Follow him on Twitter at Cameron Wolf. And, of course, catch him doing his thing in the NFL Network. And you can catch him twice a week here with our KSDT CPA Miami Dolphin and NFL Report. Cam, as always, appreciate you, my brother. Hit him straight. We'll back up next week.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
You got it. There you go, Cameron Wolf.
This has been the KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL insider Cameron Wolf. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
Alrighty. Hey, we actually got some cloud cover and some thunder out here now. Actually, now we got a little afternoon shower coming in here. Tonight we've got Game 4. Is it of the NBA Finals? Right? Is it? Yeah. Right. Game 4. Right. Celtics have a 2-1 lead. Right. Game 4 tonight at 8:00 on ABC at the TD Garden. Well, we do a little something here throughout the week, and it's called the Liquor Split Matchup of the Night.
It's time to tap that app. And no one loves to tap that app like the Big O. Here's the Liquor Split Matchup of the Night.
It's a beautiful thing tonight at 9:00 ABC TD Garden. Celtics are leading 2-1 in this series. They did what the Warriors should have done. The Warriors should have won and put the pressure on the Celtics for Game 4. Now they've done it and turned it around on the Warriors. The Warriors know they've got to win this one to go back to Golden State to try to take a lead in this series. But what they can't do is lose here and then have to try to win 3 straight against Boston, who has been just absolutely outstanding. As you all know, about 80% of the time, you got to go opposite of what we do here on the Liquor Split Matchup of the Night. The line is the Celtics by 4. The over and under is 214.5. The Warriors are plus 135, and the Celtics are minus 160. I'm going to go Warriors in this one. Warriors know they have to win this game. Worst case scenario, even if they don't win, then they lose a heartbreaker at the end by a point or two, by one basket, something like that. I don't believe they'll lose by 4. I believe the Warriors will win tonight. It's been one team wins it, the next team gets it. One team has a great night, the next team has the next night. So it was the Celtics last time. I'm going to go with the Warriors tonight in game 4 +4 against the Celtics. That is our liquor split matchup of the night.
The matchup of the night is brought to you by Liquor Split, Miami's own online liquor store. Liquor Split. Download the Tap That app and get your favorite liquor delivered to you for just $2.99. No risk, no drinking and driving. Tap that app with Liquor Split.
All right, and don't forget, man, it's a flat fee of $2.99 in Liquor Split. So that is Miami's liquor store. Download the app, iOS or Android. Order it, whatever it is, rum, beer, wine, vodka, you name it, whatever you're in the mood for. Listen, if you're already drinking at home, don't get in the car to go get more. Just call Liquor Split. Not call them. Just grab the app. $2.99 flat fee. $1 of it goes to solving homelessness in Miami. LiquorSplit.com, growing every single day. So impressive what they've been able to do there at Liquor Split, man. Really, really good stuff. What else do we have? Oh, I want to run this by you. Look, I'm not a golf expert, okay? And I see what's going on with the whole Live Golf tournament now and how they've stolen some of their players. The PGA responded by suspending those players, and they are no longer able to participate in PGA tournament events now. Whether it's Lefty or Sergio, whoever, Dustin Johnson also decided to go to the Live Golf tournament. What happened there? Anyway, so here's what I got to say about this. Golf is already a niche sport, as it is. You don't care about Bay Hill unless Tiger is playing, because that was his hometown, tournament, and it was there in Orlando. But you watch the majors. Where's the majors with the Live? So that's kind of what it is, right? That's kind of what carries golf at times. The majors, the big events, the big golf courses. They're not going to do that because the PGA has those. This is disastrous for golf the way I see it. You have no real stars anymore, right? This joke has been going on, sadly, since Tiger stepped down from being the guy. He's still the guy whenever he can, get out of a crash car or a bed and play a couple of holes. Everybody focuses on Tiger and the ratings go through the roof. But every other tournament, you're telling me this is the next guy. And they can't find one guy. Okay? Not one guy they can find. But you can keep telling me for years now, this guy's the next guy, and this guy's the next guy, and this guy's the next guy. And none of them become superstars. A different guy wins the Masters. A different guy wins the U.S. Open. A different guy wins the British Open. So now you're going to have lesser known players now that are going to be elevated on the PGA Tour. And then you're going to have other people playing on the Live Tour, and nobody cares about the Live Tour. So all it does is bring the sport down. A sport that isn't strong enough in its own sense, it doesn't have a superstar to lean on. Now you're going to divide it. And you're going to divide it with a bunch of guys to go play on courses nobody knows, nobody cares, and there's no history. I may not be a golf nut, but man, I can tell from afar, this is terrible for the sport. This does not help a sport that desperately needs all kinds of stars and has none. One week it's the kid with the stupid hat. The next week it's Dustin. The next week it's Jason, what's his name? Day, right? Jason Day. Then it's, every week it's somebody different is going to be the next star. Didn't it start with like Duval years ago, right towards the end of the Tigers thing? Like David Duval was going to be like the guy. He'd come out with the glasses and the black slacks and all that, and nothing. Yeah, they all win a couple of tournaments, and then they all disappear. And they're all just guys. No stars. It's not a good thing for them. Okay? I may not be a hardcore golf guy, but I can tell you from afar, that is absolute garbage there. All right? When business and sports collide, folks, the KSDT Sports Business Report takes over. Well, we all try to find something that we want to do in life. You and I do it as a career for our lives. When our careers are over, we're trying to relax. Maybe you pick up some kind of a hobby on the side or something to keep you busy, right? Now, when you're a professional athlete, you don't have a long shelf life. Like this is my 32nd year already in radio. Right, we're in the middle of our 33rd year, I think it is, actually, in radio, right? So I've completed 32. How many players play 32 years in sports? None, maybe? Has anybody ever played 32 years in sports? Probably not, right? So most of you, right, you can be a teacher for 20, 30, 50 years, longer than most athletes, right? You can be a producer longer than most athletes. You can be a bartender longer than most athletes, an insurance agent, a lawyer, a judge, a police officer, all of these things. You can have a career all the way till you retire, pretty much. Overall, pretty much. But in sports, that's not the way. In sports, you will retire at a young age. You will still have life. Now, in today's world, you can make a lot of money if you're a really good player, and you will not need it. That's fantastic. You can relax for the rest of your life after your sporting career. But if you decide to do something, well, you want to challenge. Well, LeBron James says that he wants to head to Sin City with his billion-dollar net worth. Superstar revealed he's gunning to buy an NBA team in Las Vegas. The King, who just recently earned membership into the 3 Comma Club, is already describing his plans to build his business portfolio even further, saying the shop, he wants to be the guy to bring a pro men's hoop team to Vegas. Now, he owns a stake in Fenway Sports Group, which owns the Red Sox, and previously his goal is to own an NBA franchise sooner than later. And Vegas, again, I don't know how they don't have an NBA team already. I got to tell you, here's where I was so wrong. So wrong. I was convinced the NBA would be the first league in Vegas because they're the progressive league. They're the ones that are not going to be afraid of the gambling and all of that. They're the ones that adjust to everything in life a lot faster than every league out there. And yet, they may end up there after baseball. Hell, somebody may get it in there before LeBron even gets to retire. And here's the other thing, Sean. What took pro teams so long to figure out that you got to get your ass into Vegas? It's a destination city. Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, Miami. I don't know if Chicago is. New Orleans, to a certain extent, there's only a couple teams you can go there. I don't even think Dallas is considered that, or Houston. There's only a couple of cities in the country that could be called destinations that if your team is going to visit them, you might go out of your way to go see them there and stay there and make it a weekend because it's a destination place. And Vegas, my God, it's been a perfect destination place for over 20 years now. I am shocked that they are not loaded with pro teams, because why would you want to have your team in Jacksonville when it's much smarter to have it in Vegas. Okay? Your basketball team in whatever, Charlotte, is not going to do better than Vegas. Your hockey team in Hartford is still not going to do better than Vegas. And I don't care about bringing back the whales in that sense, but you know what I'm saying. Cool logo, by the way. I always kind of like that logo.
But also, don't you have to put a winning team in Vegas? Because there's so much. It's like Miami.
Yes.
If you're not winning, there's other stuff to do in Vegas.
But half the stadium will be filled with the other team's fans. So if you're not winning, but the other they're traveling there.
I guess if you're
so you got half that,
just wants money.
And they're that's my point. That's all they want.
Yeah, but I mean, if you really
think about it, they're filling your hotels. They're using
good
your
for Vegas, but
it's good for Miami. It's good for New York. It's good for Los Angeles. It's good for San Francisco. You know what? I'm taking San Francisco off destination. You guys suck already. That place is a disaster. You've ruined one of the best. That guy Newsom is just cancer. Anyway, it's just so sad what they've done in California, dude. So yeah, San Francisco, you're off that destination. But the thing is, they're spending so much money doing all those things that it behooves you not to bring pro teams to Vegas, is my point. I mean, dude, you can't buy a ticket for the Packers. So if you're a Packers fan and you don't have season tickets, when they go to Vegas, you're like, oh, crap, I can go see Aaron Rodgers in Vegas. Giants, hard to get tickets. Okay, and they suck. But still, if you're a G-Man fan, you got some cash, you say, man, what a great trip. Let me go see the G-Men play the Raiders in Vegas, and I'll go for 4 or 5 days, make it a weekend, have a great time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you want half of your building or 3/4 of your building the opposition,
you can live with it, bro. And the better your team gets, the less of the opposition you'll get in there. Like the Knights, I'm sure, are packed with Knights fans and not visitors.
Yeah, but they also made it a entertainment feature. It's not just they're good too, but but also every one is a theatrical performance.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like they went and just put a logo on the ground and the lights cut out and the guys skate on the ice. It's a performance that
next year we have to go because I have not gone to a Vegas.
No, let's do it.
So one of our trips to Vegas during the hockey season, East West Shrine. Yeah, we'll be out there for the East West Shrine and the Pro Bowl. So we'll probably we got to do a Vegas game, bro. I still have yet to go to a Vegas game. John Padilla, thank you for the love on the super chat. So nice job by LeBron James. He's no dummy. He picked the right city to put an NBA team. So I gotta. That's the other thing. I gotta give props to LeBron on that one. You didn't say, no, I want to take over the Magic. No, I want to buy Charlotte from Michael. No, I want to buy Detroit. I want to buy, no. I want to put a team in Vegas. That's smart. That's your KSDT CPA Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
Padilla is a man that is aiming for your heart, Sean. He says Vegas has some bomb buffet, especially in Caesar's Palace. There you go. And then he also gives us a super chat. So I think what he's doing is giving you money for the buffet.
Yeah, but see, when we get back on Tuesday, I'm in the gym.
Really?
Yes. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm done.
Okay. I like it.
Done. It's gym time. Oh, hey, look at
I got it. I got
it. But
it.
I got to get them too. Oh, don't take them off the stream.
Oh, okay. I see.
There we go.
Okay, because you have to knock them out from that one too?
Mm-hmm.
I see.
You got to remember, you're on the...
Okay. Lisa Rose says, one of our friends got a cold cocked last like that coming out of a Bills game against the Finns. Wasn't bothering anybody. No cheering or taunting. guy just walked up and knocked his lights out for no reason. Yeah, I hope they arrested that animal. I hope he has a record because of that. I hope he lost his job because of that. Yeah, I have very little sympathy for animals. And not real animals, because I have way more sympathy for dogs than I do human beings every day of the week and twice on Sundays. But people that act like that, I have no sympathy for you. Ragin says, "Oh, my master's thesis on sports teams leagues never wanted teams in Las Vegas because of the association with gambling. It was the number one location to place a team in my research. Things have changed." Of course. It's stupid not to want to put them in Vegas. You got to want that whole game. Look, back in the day when there wasn't a lot of money in sports, well, maybe that was a different ball game. But now that there's so much money and the players are making so much money, I think it's a different thing now. Now it's not that easy to buy players because they're making so much money. So there you go. All right. We got the beach behind us now. We got the beach scene. By the way, nice job by the Marlins. Sweeping the Nationals 7-4. I know, but did you see the record? We're 17-29 against the league, 8-1 against the Nationals. I want to play the Nationals every day. I think that would be fun. And apparently Jazz Chisholm's the guy they're complaining about. Yeah, and apparently, Jazz Chisholm apparently too much flair in the locker room was one of the issues. He's one of your best players, bro. Shut up. When all of you are better than Jazz Chisholm, then go ahead. Then say, hey, kid, you're not holding up your end of the bargain. But
anytime somebody has flair in baseball, they're
right.
They're
Yeah, no.
But hey, continue on the way your sport's going.
Exactly. Be boring and lame like your entire sport. That's awesome. That is fantastic.
I want to start going to Marlins games, and with the pitch clock, they still have that at the major games, right?
Yeah, yes.
Let's start a countdown at 5, and the whole at Marlins Park, you probably still can't hear it, but not that many fans. But if the whole stadium starts going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 before the pitch. I mean, I think we can make it happen.
I think so, yeah. All 10 people in the
have some
stadium.
fun with this baseball stuff.
There's be a lot of echo in that building for the Marlins. Jose says, I know Pat Riley feels sick seeing Boston win. We could have beaten this Warriors team. Beal said yesterday he's open to a trade, basically. I didn't see that. Who reported that, Jose? I did not see that anywhere by Beal. Show me the link. I don't believe that at all until I see it. That would have been front page news at Pro Basketball Talk. While I was preparing this morning, I would have seen that story. That would have been front page news. I have seen that nowhere. That's a Facebook fact as far as I'm concerned, Jose. What is it? Nothing, right? By the way, proud sponsor of our show is redrecover.com. I've been telling you about Red Recover now. I didn't mention the name for the last couple months about my hat that I'm wearing to grow back my hair. And you can also check it out at redrecover.com. But Red Recover, by the way, is state-of-the-art red and infrared devices designed with both athletes and, of course, an aging population in mind. It enhances the recovery after workouts, folks. And, of course, it's also recovery for anybody, muscular or joint, young or old, dealing with runner's knees, golfer's elbows, tennis elbow, or sore back. Heal your body like the pros do. Learn to maximize your body's own healing power by going to redrecover.com. Enter promo code BIG-O for a 10% discount. Use the code BIG-O for a 10% discount. And, of course, parents, by the way, many of your kids are playing competitive level sports this summer. Therefore, it's more important for them to recover 100% naturally. Don't let the wear and tear of summer games slow them down or even injure them.
Go to redrecover.com. It promotes faster muscle recovery following your workouts. It also expedites healing time from sprains and strains. That's why pros and amateurs and recreational athletes use Red Recover, like Hayden Hurst, tight end for the Cincinnati Bengals. Use our code Big O and you will get 10% off, whether you're going to get an elbow wrap, neck and shoulders, back, knees, ankles, wherever it is, whatever joints are ailing you. Go to redrecover.com. Go to the website. They've got all kinds of blogs and videos too that are very self-explanatory, and they've got an email there. You can reach out to them if you have any questions about the hat or anything else. Reach out to the folks at redrecover.com. All right. By the way, did you see this whole thing with Brittany Griner? They were reporting that Brittany Griner, for those of you that know, Brittany Griner, obviously, she's been arrested in Russia. When she was leaving Russia, she had some vape oil. It was weed oil, in other words. And there was some, they were low or whatever, but it still had the remnants of it or whatever. Look, I just wish you would have used better judgment and never carried that oil through. I mean, you're headed back to the States. You can buy it here, dude. You don't have to take it from Russia. Look where you're going. You're going through Russian security. I wish Brittany would have used common sense, but now a report comes out, not that this is anything new, but that Brittany Griner's problem is now in a worse position because a large portion of the Russian population is racist. And so that is, it's a really sad situation. Anybody that gets caught up there. But if you're going to a place like China, like Russia, like whatever, any kind of country like that, man, you need to follow every rule to a T. You cannot give them an excuse. And that's what she did, unfortunately, man. Terrible, terrible. I don't know how it's going to be a long time before she gets out of there, unfortunately. They just released an American man that was there for I don't know how many years. And I saw the interview with his parents, and he was there for several years before they released him. And with this war going on and everything else, he's going to take it out on her. Aaron Berg says, been to Raven Stadium 3 times, soon to be a 4th. Wasn't expecting how rudely I was treated. Maybe it was the Zach Thomas jersey I was wearing. It's, you know what it is, Aaron? People have lost their civility in life. I mean, we got people walking into supermarkets to kill people. We got people walking into churches to kill people. We're beating down Hasidic Jews for no reason at all in Brooklyn, New York. We're attacking Asians for being Asians. In the middle of the street, somebody out randomly just starts kicking and punching. We have lost all civility in this world. We don't know how to act like decent human beings. We don't know how to accept each other for who we are, for what color we are, for what nationality, what sex, what sexual orientation, whatever it is. We don't know how to act civilized. And that's the problem. I mean, we had a guy go in an elementary to just shoot kids. There's no respect for life anymore. Zero. And that's our problem. It's not a Raven thing. It's everything. Remember, some of those Raven scumbags were wearing Free Ray Rice shirts and jerseys. There were women wearing Free Ray Rice shirts. I mean, that's one stupid bitch right there. So, by the way, if any of you ladies out there were wearing Free Ray Rice jerseys, you're a stupid bitch. You're pathetic. Encouraging violence against women. Way to go. I saw women in Baltimore wearing Free Ray Rice stuff. So, how they treated you, Aaron, it's all over the place, dude. It's all over the place.
So, let's see. I'm done with NFL games. Hate to say it, but there's way too many security issues. Yeah, I would never. I've said this before on my show. If I had to take my wife or my daughter, club seats. If I'm not in, if I can't afford them, they're not going. If I can't take them to club seats, they'll never go to a game. I would never ever put my wife and daughter in the stands ever at any football game. Too many animals. I'm sorry, that's an insult to animals. Too many Neanderthals. Let's see. I'm showing up out here. West Coast fans, 49ers, Chargers always show up. We have fans out here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. I think we are done. I saw that story about Ozzy. See, you heard about Ozzy Osbourne about to have a surgery? Sharon, his wife Sharon, said that this surgery is going to determine the rest of his life. I saw that and I was like, wow, that is like that. Those are some strong words. Like, he has been suffering in pain for a while now after a terrible fall. And as we all get older, man, it's a lot harder to recover from all kinds of things. So Ozzy's about to undergo surgery next Monday that, according to Sharon Osbourne, will determine the rest of his life. She broke the news on Talk UK with co-host Vanessa Feltz, expressed her sympathies for Ozzy about his upcoming surgery. He has a very major operation on Monday. I have to be there, and it's really going to determine the rest of his life. My son is also going to have a daughter in about 3 weeks, and it's also a 40th wedding anniversary, July 1st, I'm sorry. And Ozzy says, I'm just waiting on some more surgeries on my neck. I can't walk properly these days. I have physical therapy every morning. I'm somewhat better, but nowhere near as much as I want to be to get back on the road. That's the worst thing in the world, when something happens to you and you can no longer do what you love. And what you love, a lot of times, is what motivates you to get up every day. And not that I care one bit about this man, and the earth is so much better without that piece of shit, Joe Paterno. But when you took football away from that piece of shit, he died. Because that's what he lived for. He lived for football. Okay? I hate that I have to use that thing as an example, but, it is what it is. What are you going to do? But anyway, so good luck to Ozzy, man. Terrible. Pep says, Big O, real quick, I saw the Black Crowes live last night. They were great. Have you ever seen them live? I've seen them several times live. I saw this tour just a couple of months ago over at Coral Sky, Sony Amphitheater, Perfect Vodka, whatever the hell it's called now. So, yeah, I've seen them several times. So it's not like something that if I don't go tomorrow, it's not like something, oh my God, I never saw them. I've seen, and I saw this tour right here already once. So if I go tomorrow, it's really just an extra to go. But I have seen them and they're awesome. It's always a great show to see the Black Crowes. It's nice to see that the brothers are actually together and they're here, and getting it done, because that's the other thing. You don't get to see them a lot. They're not touring often. They have their own issues at times. Send him some Red Recovery. Yeah, that would help. Red Recovery would help. Hate spreads faster and more entertaining than love. That's sad, isn't it? I always say this. It's you have to go out of your way more to be an asshole than just be kind. It's a lot easier to just be kind. When you got to go out of your way to be an asshole, you got to then start acting like the asshole, or come up with a lie or something that you don't want to do, and you're making an effort. Where when it doesn't take any effort to tell somebody, hey, how you doing? Hope you have a great day. Hey, nice to meet you. Hey, I appreciate you. You know, that takes no effort. And it goes a long, long way, man. But, you know, a lot of people in this world have lost sight on that. All right, we are driven and mastered by the greatest in the business. That is Sean Stanley, always getting it done. We thank Ira Winderman, Manny Navarro, Omar Kelly, and Cameron Wolf, as always. Scott and Paul out here at Tortugas. We'll be back here on Monday, broadcasting live one more day. And then we are getting in our cars and we are headed back to South Florida. Looking forward to it. So we thank all the great people out here at Tortugas for making it nice and easy for us to broadcast. It is fresh wind coming in, huh? It's really nice. Nice breeze coming in right there. We thank all of you for tuning in. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our second channel that we're putting other sound bites that you don't get here and rants and all kinds of and interviews and all that at Big O Show Cuts. Please subscribe to that. Help us get that one to 1,000 as soon as possible. Appreciate all of you out there. Thank you. If you chimed in, sent in a text, however it is you reached out to us, made a donation, whatever it is. And please support our great sponsors. That's one of the main reasons why we're able to do this every single day for South Florida fans all over the world. I love you all. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place, same bat channel.